everyone, and welcome to a Court Watch stream. How's everyone doing? Hoping your Sunday's going well. Hey, Nemesaur, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at all sorts of strange and contemptuous court videos. Should be fun. We're going to start with something that actually isn't really a court thing. It's an arrest, but he's scary. So I wanted to show this first as kind of an appetizer to the court stuff. After all, you don't go to court without an arrest first. Well, that's not technically always true, but I need a justification, so this is what we're doing. This is the last day for the 35% off gift subs, if anyone wants to do that and support the channel. We are doing a Patreon and YouTube member-only stream after stream today. We'll be watching a movie titled Project Metal Beast. Should be fun, cheesy, robot werewolf. Be good. So if you want to do that, make sure you're either a YouTube member or a paid member on the Patreon. Finally, we are working towards our next tip goal, which is a 6-hour-long 420 tinfoil stream next month on the 20th. Of course, is 420, which is also Easter, I think. I don't celebrate Easter, though. So, if we do this goal, we will do a 6-hour stream that's tinfoil, and every time we do a bingo space, I will have to take a hit of a THC vape, because 420. So, that's fun. So tip if you want to get towards that. Otherwise, I think we can get into it, because we got a lot of stuff to take a look at today. Harpcosian says, I missed yesterday because I was hanging out with a friend who's heavily pregnant. Baby comes next week. Hi, Anna. Yeah, understandable, spending time with your friends instead of me. I'm not pregnant at all, as far as I know. Alright, so, yeah, let's start with this, and then we'll get into it.
2024, police responded to the Chase Bank in Boca Raton, Florida, where a man was yelling and behaving
Florida, we did it!
aggressively and saying that the manager was refusing to give him his money.
He's talking shit, first of all. I have a major account in this building, all right? I want my money now. I'm sick of the bullshit here. I'm treated like a fucking less than zero.
I'm talking to you like a person.
Well, I'm talking to you like a man.
Come outside.
This is how men talk. Alright, cool beans, cool beans. I guess you just go into a bank super sweaty and yelling at everyone to get your money. I usually just fill out a withdrawal slip, but that's me.
No, I want to get my money now.
It's not going to work out the way you think. I want you to...
Yes, it is.
All right,
I own the fucking
There's
place.
10 things that you can do differently right now. All I'm asking you to do
Listen.
is step outside and talk to me.
Listen, you know, step back from me. You step the fuck back from me. Stepping back.
Stop or you're going to get tased.
Step back.
If he wasn't a white guy, I don't think he'd survive this.
Sir, turn around.
You see how vascular his neck got when he was yelling at that cop? Jesus Christ. Hold on. Come on. It used to be so smooth to go back. There you go. Look at that vascular neck. So veiny.
You're going to get tased.
Step back.
Sir, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Do it now.
I put my hand.
The
Listen.
roids are doing the talking. I'm kind of assuming. I'm assuming he came from the gym based on what he's wearing and the fact that he's all sweaty. I assume he's into steroids or something. He probably just did his newest dose of roids, and he's, like, pissed off.
Turn around. You're under arrest. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Now you're going to get tased.
Do it now.
Sir,
Do it now.
we told you it's not going to work out the way you want. Listen to us. We're not trying to hurt you.
I'm sorry, I said.
The immediate change to, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Please.
Also, I noticed this Chase Bank has removed all of its TVs. That has nothing to do with the video. It's just something I noticed. This Chase Bank has removed all its TVs, and I don't know why. It's gonna bother me not knowing why.
Please stop.
Why do we got to get to this point?
That's what I'm saying.
Why do we got to get to this point?
I'm saying I'm
I
sorry.
feel like a man.
I'm sorry. I have a. I have a wedding today.
Here, you sit a second.
Did you hear that?
Why do we gotta get to this point?
That's what I'm saying.
Why do we gotta get to this point?
I'm saying I'm
I
sorry.
talk to you like a man.
I'm sorry. I have a wedding today.
Here, you sit.
This was a bad day to get arrested. I have a wedding.
I have a wedding today. Please.
Okay.
All I wanted to do was pick up my wife's jewelry.
Okay. Let go of the bag.
You went about it the wrong way.
Please. Please, I'm asking you for mercy. Please.
You need to listen more.
I'm sorry.
Turn around.
I'm sorry.
That sucks, man. Don't do roids before you go to the bank, apparently. Also, they count his money out. He has almost $700 in cash on him. Ashley says, you come here and arrest me on the day of my daughter's wedding? Godfather, I get it.
Real quick, right?
I haven't seen the movie,
Make sure that we're on
but I
the
get
same
it. You know why I get that? Because they do a parody of it in Rugrats in Paris. And I'm, well, not familiar with Godfather. I'm very familiar with Rugrats in Paris.
This is the one that was in your pocket?
Yeah.
So we got 40. We're gonna count that last. You got 50 through. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 660.
There was more money than that in there.
660.
There was more money than that
We still
there.
gotta count. Look, 660.
Still, there was more money than that there. There was more money than that there.
I know he was going to the bank, but he was withdrawing. He was withdrawing, and he already had almost $700 in cash on him. So he wasn't depositing this money. I don't know, maybe it's not his wedding. He did just say he has a wedding. Is it maybe his kid's wedding and he's trying to pull out money for like a gift? And he tried to do the ATM and then he hit his limit and then he went into the bank and they're like, sorry, sir, you've hit some sort of withdrawal limit for the day, and then got mad, basically. He didn't, no, you're right. He mentioned jewelry and he mentioned his wife. Although if he mentioned his wife, then he's not going to his wedding because he already has a wife. So he wants jewelry for his wife for maybe their kid's wedding? Think he's getting his wife jewelry out of a safe deposit box? Oh, it's possible, I guess. Sometimes you have to make appointments for that.
671.
Someone touched my money.
672. 673. 674. 694. 695, 696, 697.
Yeah, let me explain something to you. Because you're not explaining it to me. What the f am I being arrested for?
Okay, so we counted your money.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you had in your pocket.
Yeah.
We just want to be clear, okay? What is it that you want to know, Craig?
I want to know, why am I being arrested? I didn't do anything.
Ready?
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it, Rickham.
Yeah, I am ready.
So
The
listen,
bank says he has no money there.
you were in the bank causing an issue.
I did not cause an issue.
You gotta listen.
They were the issue.
I'm going to explain to you one time. If you want to listen to me, I'm going to explain to you, okay? I'm trying to be as respectful as I can towards you. This is what we got to the bank because you were acting aggressive towards people.
I was not.
Craig,
I
you gotta
was
listen to
not.
me. You want me to leave?
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Was not.
Okay. When we got there,
Take these cuffs off of me. I don't belong having cuffs in Yeshua HaMashiach's name.
when we got there,
Did he just say in Yeshua's name?
I don't belong having cuffs in Yeshua HaMashiach's name.
when we got there and tried to talk to you, you approached the deputy like you were gonna hit him. Okay?
No, he was approaching me.
No, you're all on video.
Yeah,
All
okay.
3 cameras.
Yeah,
right? So
okay.
you're
Yeah,
under arrest-
okay.
You're under
So what are
arrest
you,
for-
pussies now? Got a bunch of
What are you, pussies? I can't even assault a cop, you pussies.
pussies on him.
Hey, watch your knee so it doesn't hurt.
You guys are not letting him go, are you? No, please.
Why did he come back?
Why would we put handcuffs on him if we're gonna let him go?
I need a case number.
Yeah.
Because I have to report this to my global security.
You have your ID?
Sure, okay. Give me a second. Want me up?
Yeah.
My account. You need my ID, you said?
Yeah,
This is where he brings up that the guy has no money there.
thank you. Got it.
So sorry for that. He needs help. This is the second time he did that. First
was
time
last
wasn't
time?
as bad. He was just, you know, like he wanted something. Oh, he wanted an Uber?
Right.
I said, we don't do Uber. We do the regular cab. And he
When
said,
was that,
no, I
though?
want an Uber. I
How
think
long ago was that?
that was Monday or Tuesday. But it wasn't that bad. He was just
Why would you go to a bank to call an Uber or a cab for that matter?
like, he was upset because he said, we can't do Uber on the phone for you. You know Uber, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I could get you a cab. He goes, oh, okay. But he was about to blow up. But then
Yeah.
he calmed down because I got the cab for him.
Yeah, no, he's just.
on
It looks like that's.
steroids.
He thinks that being that way will get him.
No, he has a lot of
What
money.
he
He
wants.
saved a lot of money, but doesn't have that money.
Right.
So it's mine. I was worried about
Is
my
he
back.
mentally
was about to
unwell?
hit him.
It's possible.
How can I make sure he's not going to come back here? Like, he's afraid that, and we're worried that he's going to come back here. And
He did say he can get people.
Oh,
I just
so-
think that's weird. Like, I've just never heard that before. I mean, I guess you could just, as a courtesy, anyone can call anyone a cab if you want. See, you're a cab.
We can give
Can I
him
get
a
a-
trespass warning as well.
I need that. I need something like that.
Come out to the car. That would just be for this branch.
How will say every branch?
We can't do it for every
Okay,
branch.
make it this. Let's start with this branch.
Yes.
And I'll let my global security department know that.
and we'll get
to
you a
put
case
it
number as well.
universally,
Yep,
please.
Of course.
Hold on.
Anyway, so the rest of the video just goes over, he did get taken in and charged, but the charges were dropped. So he didn't end up actually doing anything. Very interesting video, though. All right, hors d'oeuvres done. Let's get on to the court stuff, shall we?
Record in 2022, TR 3025, State of Kansas versus Amanda Rose Harmon. Jared Regier appearing for the state, the defendant, Amanda Rose Harmon, appearing in person via Zoom, in custody, and pro se on the charges driving while habitual violator and driving without proof of insurance. We have
There's no information on the wedding, Wampa, or even whether or not it's real.
quite a bit of history, including a couple of 3 failures to appear at least. March 19th, 2025, the defendant appeared before Judge Hart. She said she had fired her attorney, Gerard.
Who are we rooting for here? Is that what we're here for, to root for a specific person? If you're trying to root for any defendants today, bad news. I didn't pick videos where things go really smooth and normal, because that would not be a very entertaining stream.
Scott, and the court did not appoint a new attorney. So what are you doing about an attorney, Miss Harmon? Are you hiring another one if you've discharged Mr. Scott?
Can I speak now?
Please do.
I would like to be plea out or kick me out of Kansas. Those are my 2 options today. Because this has been
Kick me out of Kansas. I think that's what everyone in Kansas wants.
going on since September 22.
One lady took a whole ass tornado to get out of there once.
Like you said, we got a lot of history. Let's just get this over with. It's ridiculous. I have a career now, Miss Webster. I have a lot going on for me, Miss Webster. This is the first time in my life that I have.
The thing is, we would exile you from Kansas, but people aren't normally rewarded for crimes. So that's the problem.
I'm not on any substance. I have a career going on for me. This is my only, like, this is a lot, $30 an hour plus 25% commission. It's unprecedented to have a career. I do grant writing. That's all I'm going to say today. And so you guys have at it. That's all.
Right. Well, I hope you plan to answer a few questions because I have some. First of all, how old are you?
48.
You're 48, and this is the first time you're off of substances?
No, I've been off for 4 years before that. I'm just saying this is the first time I've had a career opportunity and I'm finally off substances,
And what is this career? You said you write grants. What's your career?
grant writing
And who do you do that for?
for Judge Zavinia, Dr. Zavinia.
Was it judge, doctor, or both?
Yes, both.
You can have a doctorate in the law, right? Am I crazy?
Okay, judge, who's a doctor.
There's his number, his phone number's.
Like, can't you have a Juris Doctorate? Am I fucking crazy? That's a thing, right? But she's a judge. The judge would know, right?
And what state or area is that judge located in?
Vegas. That's what I'm saying. Kick me out of Kansas. Kick me
Okay.
out of Kansas.
The
out,
judge is
out.
located, hang on, the judge is located in the state of Vegas?
Yes, no, Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, that I.
Work from home, but I have an apartment there. I'm ready to go. I got a plane ticket already. I'm ready to get this case over with, whatever. If we need
You
to
should probably hold off on the plane ticket purchase until this is dealt with, because you don't know they're going to let you go. I don't even know what the charge is here.
transfer it, go ahead and put me on probation. I don't care.
Okay, well, slow down a bit. All right. So,
Wabbajack says, I posted about the judge doctor she's working for in Discord a while ago. He's pack selling COVID vaccine regret pills. Oh, he's like a scammer. He's like a fake doctor, or a doctor who's scamming. Okay, I see. Well, that sucks.
are you?
I need to get back to work. I got kids to feed. I got
Hold on.
a
Okay,
house.
hold on. Attorney Gerard Scott, it looks like
I was wondering about that 35% commission thing, too. That seemed like a crazy amount, so I was worried that she was gotten into a scam, but then I was like, well, he's a doctor. It's fine, right? No, not fine. Not fine!
allowed to withdraw.
Max Power with a $5 tip says, for the funny number stream, hope you're well. On a side note, a friend of mine from Germany is a professor at a university in the US working on a visa. Now he has to consider if he has to leave our group chat due to the content criticizing the president. Fucked up, isn't it? Fucked up. I hate this goddamn country.
Maybe we had a competency issue going on. Did
If they disappear me, remember me for everything, but why, hole?
you ever go in and submit to the evaluation?
He did that this morning.
Okay, you had a competency evaluation this morning.
Correct.
So we'll probably be getting some reports from the evaluator before long. And on the issue of the attorney,
Even butternips, especially butternips. People forget, we did butternips because we raised $10,000 for St. Jude's. That was a pretty good reason to show my nipples on the internet. Helped at least one cancer kid, maybe a little bit. So that's good.
and we've got a lot of history on this case. But it sounds like you can afford to hire an attorney with this
I
stuff.
can't work because you keep arresting me, Miss Webster. How can I work if I'm always in jail, Miss Webster? That's my
Well,
question. My
ma'am.
question is, how can I afford anything anymore? And how can I ever get anywhere in life if you won't stop? You got to stop abusing me. You got to stop.
Well, ma'am,
Please
you have
stop.
to come to court.
You have to stop.
You have to come to court. You understand that? You have to stop.
Yes,
missing
yes.
The guy in the bottom left is laughing at her.
court.
Stop arresting me for not coming to court!
I do understand, Miss Webster. Thank you.
Without me having to count, do you show how many failures to appear? Do you have that in your notes? I don't, there are so many.
Your Honor, I will need 1 moment, please.
Yeah, I was just hoping maybe you'd made a note from one of the hearings. Yeah, because
A notebook here if we need to give them a notebook somehow.
No, we don't.
All my
need-
failures appears. I
Yeah,
got ink at home if they need
do you
ink.
know how many
Being such a shit!
you've had?
It's not about that. You guys are trickery, is all I'm saying. And
You guys are trickery! I hereby cast trickery! This whole court is full of fey imps!
guys need to stop.
Okay, well, how
I
are
got
we?
a career for the first time in my
We have two judges. One always speaks the truth, and one only tells lies. Only one of these judges will acquit you. Choose wisely.
life. I've got a really good career. This is getting ridiculous.
All right, so are you going to represent
The trick is you ask one judge what the other judge would tell you, and you always do the opposite. There, I solved the puzzle for you.
yourself then?
I guess.
Well, it's up to you. You
Yep.
can-
Yes, I'll represent myself.
Did
Yes.
you apply for court appointed since you saw the last judge?
I don't no, because there's, like I said, there's too much history behind all this, you guys. So I represent myself today. And let's plead out.
You learned that riddle from Samurai Jack? I learned it from The Labyrinth. That's in The Labyrinth.
Whatever we need to do to get this over with.
Well, I'm gonna need to see the,
Now I can marry the Goblin King. Based. Cloud Wizard says, if I ask the other judge whether she has jurisdiction, what will she say? The other judge will say, no, they don't have jurisdiction.
evaluation results. I ordered that competency evaluation. It looks like motion and order were filed January 28th.
Nobody let me know. Just so precious.
January 29th of 25 was when the court allowed the attorney to withdraw. Now, for your information, there was on March 19th of 25 an amended complaint and information filed. So officially, you're looking now at count 1, driving while habitual violator, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. The state did on March 19th dismiss the no proof of insurance. So apparently they have gotten proof of insurance. The only charge you're looking at right now is driving while an habitual violator. But I'm not in a position to entertain a plea of any type from you until I get the results of your competency evaluation.
It's fine. Let's just get this over with.
Well, I understand that, but Deputy, did they give you any idea how long it might be on the evaluation? If in fact she had one this morning, did she have an evaluation for competency?
She did have a visit this morning. I'm not sure who it was with. I have no recommendation on time as far as how long they're taking with anything.
It sounds like you're not even sure that it was.
Lennon Cat says, the problem with the riddle is that it relies on two entities providing the rules accurately. You'd need an honest third party to relay that information. I guess.
The competency evaluation as opposed to maybe a therapy.
I don't know if you know this, but in order for the riddle of the Sphinx to work, you also need a living Sphinx, which also isn't very likely.
It was a competency, and she was from the courts. They should have that.
Holy shit, nearest Crow Hill. I hope you have energy drinks or something ready.
By now.
It was some kind of pro visit, but I don't know who it was with, ma'am.
Okay.
Chicken Bacon Swiss. A court-appointed attorney is better than no attorney. I would tend to agree that you're probably going to get better results from a private attorney, but at the end of the day, that's not an option for a lot of people, so.
Mr. Regier, do you know anything about that?
I do not, Your Honor. It does appear that previously, on motion of the defendant's attorney at the time, if my memory is correct, that the court did enter an order for determination of competency. It looks like that was filed with the court back in January of 2025. I was not the prosecuting attorney at the most recent hearing before Judge Hart, although after conferring with the county attorney, the state has its own concerns as it relates to KSA 223302, which I believe that order was issued under. So the state the state respectfully submits that the court should maintain its prior orders on that particular issue. In response to the court's inquiry, or rather earlier inquiry, this is a case that appears to have at least 6 prior failures to appear. It would appear that
6 failures to appear? Oh yeah, that's not good.
Perhaps most notably, based off my notes, the matter was set for bench trial back in March of 2023, at which time the defendant excused herself from the bench trial. So the state does respectfully maintain that the court's prior orders, both concerning the competency order and any orders concerning bond, should be maintained.
All right now she's setting on a. no
Ma'am.
bond. Yes,
It
sir.
was a competency hearing this morning.
Bless you.
Good, thank you. All right. Looks like, and right now it looks like she's detained on a no bond hold, officer. I'm going to order that be maintained.
Oh,
I'm
she's gonna
also
be
going
pissed.
to appoint Attorney Darren
Yep.
Patterson.
Oh, she's leaving.
Great, thank you. Have a good
She's
day.
leaving.
And I-
Oh man. Oh.
I'm going to note that she got up and left in the middle of the proceedings again. So we're going to reconvene May 12th at 9 a.m. No bond hold. Darren Patterson appointed. Clerk, please let Darren know that she's being held on a no bond hold with awaiting a competency evaluation, at their next hearing being May 12th, 9 a.m. in case he thinks we need to visit anything before then. But again, we need to let him know that she's in there on that no bond hold. Anything else, Mr. Regier?
Not on this matter, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Then we'll be in recess.
That's
Mr.
not good.
Yet not for an entire.
All right, moving on. Yeah, she's gonna be dealing with that for a while, I'm guessing. What happens if she's found to be incompetent? Usually you can't be your own attorney in that case. You're not allowed to be your own attorney.
Noon.
I think this is a whole playlist of this specific defendant, so I have no idea how this goes.
Good afternoon. Might I have your name, please?
I can hardly hear you. It's
I'm sorry?
Jeffrey Bloom.
All right, Mr. Bloom. Mr. Bloom, we're here on a felony complaint today. As such, you're entitled to be represented by
I
counsel.
can't hear you. They got some kind of air thing going on.
All right, I'll speak up.
Thank
We're here
you.
today on a felony complaint. You're entitled to have, to be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. Do you wish me to do that?
Yes, sir. I don't know why I'm being arraigned without having an attorney anyway.
This is the first opportunity that you've got to have the court to appoint an attorney for you. That's why.
So this isn't an arraignment?
Yes, this is an arraignment on a felony complaint.
Aren't I supposed to have an attorney present during my arraignment?
Yes, you are, if you want one. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you can't afford it.
The public defender is literally right there in the square next to you. They're just asking, basically, hey, do you want this person right here to represent you?
Attorney, the court will appoint one for you.
Yes, Your
My
Honor.
question to you is, do you want me to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now we're cooking. Now you have an attorney. Ms. Reed, they're gonna be you?
It will be, yes.
All right. Mr. Bloom, Ms. Reed is here representing the Public Defender's Office. She's going to be representing you in this arraignment today. After that, she or someone from her office will contact you to discuss the case in more detail. Ms. Reed, can I have your appearance for the record, please?
Yes, thank you. Silvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Bloom.
All right, thank you. Ms. Blanche, can I have your appearance, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jessica Blanche, appearing on behalf of people.
Thank you very much. All right, Ms. Reed, how do you wish to proceed?
As I did not have a chance to meet with Mr. Bloom, we would appreciate having the complaint read on the record, but we will stand mute.
All right, well, you do want me to read it though, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so 1 count complaint for domestic violence, felony complaint. It's case number, let me get the case number. 22 FB 1031. All right, here's the complaint. It's people of the state of Michigan
He's a
versus
habitual offender. Yeah, there's a whole
Jeffrey.
playlist here of his stuff. This is like the first video on it, and there's 21 videos. There's 21 court appearances of this man in this playlist.
Wayne Bloom. Count 1, domestic violence. It's alleged that on or about July 11th of 2022, Mr. Bloom did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Tiffany Blaisdell, a resident or former resident of his household, and or his spouse and or an individual with whom he has a dating relationship, contrary to the laws of the state of Michigan. This is a misdemeanor
It's all
punishable
the
by
same set of charges. He drags them out. Lovely.
93 days in jail and or a fine of $500. However, this is a third offense. So now that it's a third offense, it gets moved up to a felony, which is punishable by up to 5 years and or $5,000 in fines. All right. Okay, and that's it. Okay, having heard that, I think I heard you say you wanted to stand mute, enter a plea of not guilty.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Blanche, I'd like to hear from you on this matter.
Judge, this defendant has a highly assaultive criminal history. He actually was on probation, which I didn't know when I filled out the bond form, but he was on probation for felonious assault when he committed this domestic violence third offense. So therefore, I'm asking the court to deny his bond based on that and based on the fact
This guy's a scumbag.
that they are both violent felonies. And I believe he's a threat to the community.
Guy's allegedly a scumbag.
His criminal history, it's pure.
No, the other ones were already adjudicated. I'd say even without this, even if this was allegedly scumbag.
Assaultive in nature. And like I said, he was on probation for a highly assaultive crime. So I'm asking you to deny bond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Reed?
Yes, thank you. We would like to ask for, at the very least, a low cash bond so that Mr. Bloom can earn credit for time served in this matter. I do understand that he also does have that probation violation hearing. I believe maybe later this afternoon.
You know, things are going to get good when you're about to hit the most replayed part of a video.
If he did not already check in there, I believe that docket started at 1:30. And so I understand the prosecution's position, and I do understand that initially they were asking for a $20,000 cash or surety bond. And so we would just like to ask for a low cash bond so that he could begin earning credit for time served.
Anything further? All right, bond is set at $200,000 cash or surety.
What?
Uh-oh.
I believe he does pose a risk to the community. He has a significant assaultive history.
Wow.
We'll set his pretrial.
Shut your mouth!
I'm sorry, probable cause for July 21st. Obviously, he's not going to do a waiver. So July 21st at 9 o'clock, probable cause conference.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Anything?
Oh, no! Oh, no! Okay, here's a hot tip. I'm not a lawyer, but I'll tell you this. If you're on trial for your third domestic violence charge after already being found guilty or pleading out on a variety of other felonious assaults, and the judge sets a bond, don't talk back about it. There's no series of words. There is no combination of sounds that could come from your mouth that will make this situation better. So shut up. I promise. There's not a secret code. There's not a nice word. Just shut it. M. Scheffler says it's about to get good. Ooh.
Further, yeah.
Don't I have 14 days on a felony case to have preliminary examination within 14 days?
That is
Yeah.
within 14 days.
Okay, well, another thing is, there was never a dating relationship here. I
Hey,
had only just.
this is not
Don't talk about the facts of the case.
the place to argue your case.
Okay.
This is an arraignment. You tell it to the judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the conditions, if you are released on bond,
Did the judge just say tell it to the judge?
you're
I
not
know
gonna
he means the other judge, but it's a little funny.
go to Ypsilanti.
Is that where you live, sir?
I was just went over there a couple days. She called.
9814
Stop trying to argue your case.
Jones.
Don't talk about the facts. I just-
Lot 91. I'm sorry, I didn't get the lot in there.
I don't want you to talk about the facts, sir. I just wanted to know if that was where you live.
No,
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
there was no
you're not gonna
dating
have any-
relationship. There was no, I didn't.
Okay,
live
Okay,
hey,
there.
that's fine,
look,
that's fine.
Mr. Bloom, let me talk. Okay, otherwise you're just gonna be sitting there for a long time. You're not
Oh,
to have any contact with Tiffany Blaisdell or Blaisdell, Blaisdell. In the event that you are able to post bond, you are ordered to wear a GPS tether.
Okay, Your Honor. One more thing, Your Honor, and I'll be quiet. I'll go back. I'll do whatever you say.
Okay,
I didn't.
it's your case. Go ahead.
I didn't commit a crime here. She called me to
Okay.
help her.
Shut up! He's so bad at this.
Facts of the case.
Okay, well, this needs to be
Mr.
said.
Bloom.
I know,
Mr.
but you do
Bloom,
not need to
let-
say
let
it
me
right
warn
now.
you.
I advise you to.
Ms. Reed is trying to.
You're into the lady in the lower left hand's boss red look. Yeah, and look at her. She's just like, I'm just gonna let him keep talking, man. Keep talking.
I need to say this, Your Honor.
Well, you don't need to say this. Anything you say right now
That's
can
fine.
and will
That's
be
fine.
used against you at
That's
trial.
fine. I don't care. I don't care. She needs help. She needs
Oh,
help.
stop.
She's,
The court
she's
cannot, the court
Ms.
cannot do
Reed,
anything
I
about
think
that.
we're
Impugn
done
the
here.
character of
She's
your
she's
alleged
got warrants
victim.
for her arrest, Your Honor. And she's an
And
alcoholic. She
further
can't
from your-
function
law
without
enforcement will
alcohol.
handle that
Stop.
on their
Stop.
own. We do not need to discuss that
Cut
here.
this guy off,
She
Please,
needs help. Okay.
that is
you
not
will be
something we
held
can
accountable.
address today.
I'm letting the court know that she needs help and you're.
Okay,
denying
thank
her-
you. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
denying her the help that she needs.
I
The court
do.
cannot do anything about that today.
You will be held accountable. You will be held accountable.
You got it. Okay.
The prosecutor. The prosecutor looks like she's posing for a fucking shampoo commercial. She's so like. Look at her. God damn.
All right,
You'll be
we're all set.
accountable.
Thank you.
You'll be held accountable, asshole.
She scares me a little bit, to be honest. Her style's impeccable, but the fact that she's a prosecutor scares me.
See ya.
Yeah, look at her little smile. Holy shit.
Good luck, Ms. Reed.
Thank you. He's not mine after today, so
All right.
I'll put in a
Blanche,
good
thank-
warning for whoever gets them.
Ms. Blanche, thank you. Ms. Reed,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Ms. Saab, thank you.
You're welcome.
And get out of that office and go enjoy the summer.
Thank you.
All right, let's watch the next hearing for this guy real quick. It's only 6 minutes. And then we'll move on. I would like to revisit this guy at some point, though, because he is interesting, and there's a whole thing of it. Let me actually start a new folder. New folder, court stuff. And he will be the first in the folder of court stuff.
Right here. They can see you.
No, I'm not digging this. No, I'm not digging this.
I mean, nothing else.
Deputy? Okay, can I have your name, please?
Jeffrey Bloom?
All right, Mr. Bloom, hang on a second.
No, you don't need to move it around.
If you let it,
They can see you and you can see them.
I don't want it like that.
He's arguing with the deputy about the position of the fucking iPad.
See, you ain't even got it where they can see me.
They can see you.
He kneels down so they can see him. I don't think you need to kneel for the judge, sir. It's fine. Unless you're into it. I guess that's okay.
6 people of the state of Michigan versus
Jeffrey Bloom.
Jeffrey Wayne Bloom. Mr. Bloom, I've received a request for appointment of counsel on your behalf. The court has approved it. Ms. Kleeman will be
Quinn collects. Thanks for following.
Representing you today. I'm going to be talking to her, but if you have any questions, you can always ask them. Ms. Kleeman, can I have your appearance, please?
Yes, Assistant Public Defender Melissa Kleeman on behalf of Mr. Bloom.
All right. Ms. Blanche, can I have your appearance, please?
Jessica Blanche, appearing on behalf of people.
Damn, she kills it on every fucking day in court. Jesus Christ, good for her. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to be that fucking glam every day.
Okay. Ms. Kleeman, how do you wish to proceed?
Thank you. We have had the chance to go over the complaint together. He stands mute and waives the formal reading of the charges.
Okay. I guess, Ms. Blanche, I'd like to hear from you on the issue of bond.
Judge, we're asking for a $25,000 surety bond in this case. He's being investigated right now for CSC and assault from events occurring the day before. He returned the same crime scene locations, threatening to shoot everybody.
Again, I'm no lawyer, but in terms of things not to do, after you allegedly assault a bunch of people, going back the next day and threatening to shoot everyone, not a good idea. In fact, threatening to shoot anyone in any situation, not legally advisable. Would not recommend.
Officers arrived on scene. He reached behind his back and refused to listen to officers and was eventually tased. We believe he's a threat to these victims in particular and to society at this point. So we're asking for a $25,000 bond, $25,000 cash surety bond, or surety bonds.
Okay, I got you. Ms. Kleeman.
Thank you. And Mr. Bloom does have stable local housing at the address that was provided to the court. He does not currently work because he is disabled and he receives disability benefits. However, he does help to care for his mother. His mother is currently hospitalized, so he is very hopeful to get out of custody so that he can be with her. I did not see any other holds for him. I do know that that other case was furthered that Ms. Blanche has mentioned, but as far as I'm aware, it has not been
Wabajax, I think it helps to know prosecutor Jessis Blanche does a kind of bodybuilding contest. It helps explain why she's so stoic and poised. Does she really? Interesting. Interesting life. Prosecuting attorney and does bodybuilding competitions.
Can't think of the word, but it's not put in the system yet.
You're scared for his mom. I mean, she's probably not in great health, so that's not good, but like, she might be better off without him, if I'm being honest. He seems to have a propensity for abusing people around him.
We are asking if the court would consider a nominal cash bond on this case.
Let me guess,
Okay,
no.
Ms. Blanche, your response, if any?
Judge, I just stand by what I had stated before. He has a significant criminal history as well.
The kind where you're more fit than bulky, like toned.
Yes, he does. Okay, bond is set at $50,000 cash or surety. There is no contact with, if he gets out, there should be no contact with Marshall Brown or Tiffany Blaisdell.
Gipazoa thanks for 47 months at tier 2, says she works out in case she has a trial by combat. You never know.
And he's not to go
Happened to
if
Tyrion.
He gets out the address of way apartment one.
Can I hear? I couldn't hear you, Your Honor.
I didn't hear Ms. Kleeman.
He said he didn't hear you.
Oh, Oh,
I can't even see.
Usually I speak, okay, just put your hands down.
You're
Do you want to explain to him what I said?
I need this in writing, Your Honor.
Well, you're not gonna get it in writing. What I said was, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Your bond is set at $50,000 cash or surety. Your hearing date will be September 1st at 9 o'clock.
That's more than 14 days.
September 1st.
I'm not waiving my right to a 14-day preliminary.
That's within the next 14 days, sir.
That's within
next
14
week.
days. You only have 10 fingers. I
Okay,
understand
I
that.
apologize. What am I being charged with?
Okay, stop talking. You asked me to tell you what I said. Your hearing date is September 1st at 9 o'clock. Apparently you don't want to hear the rest of it. Okay. Ms.
Who do I get?
Unless you have something further.
With? Who can I not have
Ms. Lehman,
contact
do you have
with?
anything further?
No, he's just asking for clarification on the contact order. It was Marshall, sir, hang on. It was Marshall Brown and Tiffany Blaisdell.
What's the address?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you give the no go to address one more time?
Yes.
I will what?
Bosnus, Bosnus Way, apartment 1. But I don't want him around there. Forget the apartment number, just Bosnus Way. Bosnus Way.
Okay, thank you. Did you catch that time, Mr. Bloom?
I've got Parkinson's. I can't even, they won't even write this shit down for me.
Ms. Blanche, anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cleveland.
Oh, he gave the finger. God. Stop giving the finger. All right. We'll continue with him sometime in the future, but I don't want to blow through that whole playlist in a day, so we'll save the rest. Oh.
I can do Buckner first, Your Honor.
We are recording, we are live on YouTube, just so you're aware. On the paperwork you've submitted where it says court officer, I will add your name and try to spell it correctly. This is WCSD 25-18663, the people of the state of Michigan versus Lawrence Edward Buckner. Your name for the record?
Deputy Kochansky.
Thank you. Deputy, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give today and the information contained in your complaint will be true to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
I do.
I'm going to
Thank
skip
you. You're
past this part and get to when the defendant shows.
Against us, and lead us not into
Signature.
I think he does a prayer.
Mr. Buckner, I'll be with you in just a second.
God in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day
Doing the Lord's Prayer in court.
our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, the glory, forever, ever. Amen. Most gracious Heavenly Father, today I am being brought before the court.
Oops.
I don't understand what is going on, how I was shot at and assaulted, and I ended up in jail. I don't understand how.
Mr. Buckner, I don't.
Is he rhetorically praying to God in order to get things, like, say things in court that he, like, wants? How do I put this? Is he trying to get them to feel bad based on hearing his prayer?
Mr. Buckner, I really don't
It
mean
feels performative
to
in the
interrupt,
extreme.
but you're being recorded. We're on the record.
This needs to be on the record, and
There, yeah.
Mr. Buckner, this is Magistrate Garden, just reminding you, you can continue with your prayer, but anything that you say can and will be used against you. We'll be with you in just a minute.
And thank you, ma'am. Father Yahweh, I have said everything, and you said that the truth shall set you free. Father Yahweh, in front of the whole Washtenaw County, everybody who's watching on YouTube right now, I have been incarcerated for getting shot at and assaulted. Washtenaw
I'm gonna guess that's not the entirety of the story.
Sheriff's Department did not take no statements from nobody. They locked me up. I am locked up for malicious destruction of property after being shot at.
Is this really a prayer? Kind of sounds like you're just trying to get stuff on the record.
Convicted felon was allowed to shoot at me in broad daylight. I want everybody to know that because I said I didn't want to be a snitch. I said I didn't want my name on no paperwork. All my family and friends made statements, and none of my families and friends' statements were accounted for. I am in
I
jail
thought you said they didn't take any statements.
after being shot at and assaulted. Okay, there is no justice for the black man in Washtenaw County. There were ring cameras that were offered to the police. There were multiple victims.
Just a Peach with $1 says, hello, just did some planting of lily bulbs that are orange flowers or black flower. Nice. Does he know that, like, he could get those ring cameras, or rather, hopefully his attorney can. Like, that's part of the defense's job. Benigagami with 39 months says, holy cow, 39 months. Where does the time go?
Eyewitness statements, and I'm the one in jail. But I was the one that was shot at and assaulted. So this goes to show everybody, you better give your life to God, because when you're not living for God, there's no rules in the devil's playground. So I want everybody to witness today that Lawrence Edward Buckner Jr., who has been a stand-up guy for all his life, who never wanted to snitch, never wanted to be on no paperwork, you know, this is what it gets you right here. Okay?
Does he think that snitches get stitches is like a thing respected by the court? Like, does he think that saying to the court, like, I've never been a snitch, he thinks that sounds good to the court?
And I pray
remember your audience.
The God of my understanding, I don't care who talks about me through Washtenaw County. The truth is, I am a victim. I was shot at. I was assaulted. And I'm in jail. And there is no way to tell me that there's anything to justify putting me in jail. Every officer that was on my case was a bold case. The neighbor across the street showed a ring camera, which proves that I did not do nothing wrong. That wasn't taken into account.
That's okay, then that should be like a defense thing. Then that should be subpoenaed by the defense, if that's true. And if that's true, great. Then get that evidence and submit it.
Place. And then I want everybody in Washtenaw County to know that my 17-year-old nephew was taken to jail because he told the police the truth. He told the police that I was shot at, and why didn't the other guy go to jail, and he was taken to jail with me. So,
Ms. Buckner, I don't mean to interrupt, but you hadn't said amen yet. You hadn't said amen in a while. I think you're just making a statement. You're not making a prayer anymore.
Praying to God.
Okay, so I'd like to
no understanding. I have no understanding of how.
So let me, Mr. Buckner.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me do my job and try to help you. Okay.
I apologize, Miss Tamara. Is that how I pronounce your name, Miss Tamara Garwood?
Your Honor will do. Your Honor's fine.
It's Tamara, and like not today, Tamara, but you can call me Your Honor.
Yeah.
Magistrate. Okay, just let me do my job, and we'll get you taken care of. Okay.
First and foremost, I apologize, but the one thing I told Miss Apple before I came in here, I said, Miss Apple, I said I was already out. I just got released on tether for some issues with my girlfriend, right? And
what were those issues that caused you to be on a tether? Was it a domestic violence issue?
I get a charge on bond. The officer told me I was free to go and then said, oh, we're charging you for violating your bond. I'm charged for violating my bond for getting shot at. And I know that at the end of the day, you have a job to do.
I think you're charged with violating your bond for getting whatever charge you got that landed you here. And your charge was not getting shot at, because that's not a charge. So you must have some charge that you received that's the cause of you sitting here.
Everybody have a job to do. But
Mr. Buckner, we can't get any of this done unless you let the magistrate speak. We have to take this one step at a time.
I'm sorry for being so excited. I'm sorry for being a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
This is I just don't know what to do. I am lost, and that is the truth. I am lost,
I believe that. I believe that. Probably a good time for an attorney.
and I
Look,
apologize.
Mr. Buckner,
I
Mr. Buckner,
apologize.
I get it, but let me do what I need to do
Yes,
and
ma'am.
get this
I'm sorry.
moving.
I apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. And hopefully we can get you some answers and figure out what's going on here, okay?
Yes,
You're here
ma'am.
you're here today on WCSD 25-18663. Tell me your full name for the record.
My name is Lawrence Edward Buckner Jr. I was born March 20th, 1980.
I'm going to give you just a little hint as you're going through your court cases. I know you have other cases, but just a hint to you. When a judge or a magistrate asks you a question, we try to ask you really specific questions because remember, anything you say can be used against you. So when I'm asking you questions, I'm going to ask specific questions and I'm just looking for specific answers. So no need to ask.
Contact with police can be cause for revocation, even if the contact with the police is you being questioned about a matter that you didn't instigate? 'Cause that's pretty fucked up. Especially like if you live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of like activity that gets dealt with by the police, you're gonna be more likely to come in contact with the police, whether you like it or not, even if it's not your fault. That's fucked up.
Okay? I know you have a lot you want to say, but I'm not deciding whether you're guilty or innocent today. I'm just arraigning you.
Didn't know that, Jojo the Snake Lady. Was it good?
Okay?
I like the Looney too.
So before we get too far into your case, just a little bit of housekeeping. Courthouse is
Oh, also, because people had asked about it, I did finally screw in this shelf so it is safely secured to the wall and the door is open. The cats can come in. They just have chosen not to, so that's not my fault anymore. Cats can come in the room at any point.
closed to the public. The public has the right to hear and see what's happening here in the courtroom. So all of our cases are broadcast live on our YouTube channel. When we're done here today, it's going to come off of the court's YouTube channel. May end up on somebody else's, but it'll come off of our YouTube channel. Next, we're doing this by Zoom. If something happens that you can't hear or see me, let me know right away. Otherwise,
I can see if I can get her. Lupine!
I assume our connection's working just fine. Next, the camera in this courtroom's in a weird spot, so it looks like I'm not looking at you. I am actually looking at you on a monitor so that I can actually see you. And last but not least, one of my biggest pet peeves in the whole wide world is when people interrupt me. So I try to be respectful and not interrupt other people, but I start to lose my cool when people interrupt me. So just be forewarned about that, because I think you and I are going to have a little bit of an issue as we communicate here. So just please be mindful of that. With that, I'm going to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. Ms. Apple will assist you today. The public defender's office will be in touch with you after today's court hearing. I've signed the paperwork so they can assist you. Because you've been charged with a felony, you do have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days of today. You have the right to a preliminary examination within 21 days, and you have
Lupine for a kitty. I think I like it. Yeah, all our cats are... We adopted Lupine when she was already an adult, and she already had the name Lupine. And Lupine is a kind of, like, pea plant. It's in, like, the pea family. So we named our other cats after peas in the same family. So we have Lupine, Cassia, and Oliveri, because those are all bean family. Thank you, that's what it is.
the right to a trial. Mr. Buckner.
They're all little beans.
Do you understand your rights that I have just explained to you?
No,
You don't understand.
because I don't want to be here. I'm innocent.
That's a separate issue. Do you understand you have the right to have a lawyer represent you?
I do understand I have a right to have a lawyer.
And that's at no cost to you. You understand that? Okay. And do you understand that you have the right to remain silent?
He praying?
Thank you. And do you understand that you have
Just
the
speaking quietly.
right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days? That's a mini trial where the prosecutor has to demonstrate to the court that it's likely that the crime was committed and that you committed the crime. And you also have the right to have a probable cause conference within 14 days. Do you understand that? Yes?
Yeah.
I think he said yes.
I'm a little concerned for him. He's repeating things in like a muttering tone of like, yeah.
And do you understand you have the right to have a trial? And a trial by jury, if that's what you wish to do, or a trial by a judge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, then we are going to proceed with appearances by counsel. We'll start with the people.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Buckner. Your Honor, I did have a chance to review the complaint with Mr. Buckner. We would waive a formal reading of the complaint. My client would stand mute at this time, and I'd ask to address bond when appropriate.
Thank you. Mr. Buckner, I'm not going to go through the details of the complaint with you because you had a chance to review that information
It's possible. I don't know.
With Ms. Apple.
The repetition might have been a kind of stimming.
You'll have more time to review what happened with the public defender's office as your case proceeds. We'll have you stand mute. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. The next court date that you can be seen is a probable cause conference, April 3rd at 9 a.m. with Judge Simpson at the 14A1 District Court. That's live and in person, not by Zoom. We will send you a notice to appear. Again, as I said, you're going to receive additional information from the public defender's office. The next thing we need to address in this case is bond. And there are two parts to bond. Bond conditions, those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition.
Kosian says, I named Livonia after Crusading Knights when I got Teuton. I continued with that naming scheme. The next cat will be called Hospital. Is there a Crusading Knight named Hospital?
Condition you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions regarding bond or bond conditions, I'm going to hear from the people and then I will hear from your counsel. And I just want you to know, we did hear testimony this morning regarding what allegedly took place on the day in
Hospitaller order. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Crusade stuff.
question. I also have a copy
Other
of
than, you know, Crusades happened.
your pending cases. You have a couple pending cases right now. And I also have a copy of your criminal history. All of that's going to go into my evaluation. I'm going to hear from the people first, and then I'll hear from Ms. Apple on your behalf.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I thank you for at least being open-minded enough, because I was scared when I told Miss Apple.
Hold on, Mr. Buckner.
I'm gonna hear from counsel, and if there's something that Ms. Apple missed, which I highly doubt, then if you need to supplement it, we'll see about whether she wants you to supplement it. But she's a really great attorney, so let her do what she needs to do to help you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Childers.
Your Honor, the people are requesting a $20,000 surety bond, no 10% in this case.
Also called the Knights of St. John and the Knights of Malta. St. John, like St. John's Ambulance? Are they actually affiliated with medical something in some way? Like, is that why hospital and St. John's Ambulance? Am I crazy? These coincidences?
As the court is aware, the defendant was on bond for a stalking and domestic violence case, as well as a felon in possession and CCW case from, I believe it was, that incident date was close to Christmas, maybe the 24th of December.
Okay, cool.
Those were both charged a few weeks ago by my office. My review of the defendant's criminal history is pretty remarkable. It appears to go back about 30 years. He did 10 years in prison, federal prison for weapons charges. It appears that when he was released, he committed some offenses in the state of Indiana. And then obviously we have the new conduct over the last few months here in Washtenaw County. The facts of this case are, it's not, the charge offense here is simply a malicious destruction of personal property, ramming a vehicle into damaging another vehicle. The people's biggest concern is that this behavior happened while the defendant was on bond for what I consider to be much more serious cases. And because of that, we believe that he certainly has a complete inability to follow orders of the court or conform himself to the norms of society. He represents a danger to the community and to others. And
he's holding up his Bible. I know you can't see it, it's a little off, but he's holding up his Bible. I think he's very desperate to make the judge view him as a dutiful Christian He would never do
I
wrong.
would ask that he remain in custody while these cases
Literally
are pending.
holding
I
up a
suspect,
Bible and just
without question, that Judge Simpson will issue no bond
what is he doing, man?
bench warrants based on this behavior. Probably.
I'm getting to the I just think he's I hate doing this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because if you ever get it wrong, it's terrible. I feel like he's just lying, man. I feel like he's just trying to manipulate the judge in like the most blatant, stupid way. Like all of the muttering and everything with the Bible thing. I'm just thinking he's just trying to manipulate her. And I hate to say that. I really do. I like to assume honesty in people.
Probably tomorrow on the cases pending before him.
I just want to confirm, Mr. Childers, if you can tell. So I think I have
It feels calculated,
3,
like this.
4 pending.
You know what I mean? It feels like he's trying the hardest he can to look within the frame of the camera distressed. It feels intentional. Ugh.
I have an aggravated stalking with a DV. I have a weapons
Performative,
charge.
yes.
I have a malicious destruction of personal property with Judge Washington.
Like, I understand that this is a stressful situation, and, like, absolutely people might be struggling with anxiety and stuff in court, but he's not doing so in a way that seems real. As someone who deals with anxiety and has had, like, panic attacks and has had... It's not like this. He's doing it like he's seen it on TV. It's like he's basing his actions off of things he has seen in movies when people are stressed, as opposed to real stress reactions from someone actually panicking.
And I have a malicious use of telecommunications services with Judge Washington. And from these, it looks like he's actually posted a bond.
What if he's on the spectrum and this is his best mask? Definitely possible. And this is one of the reasons I find it hard to say when people I think are lying, because there are times where people behave in ways that you don't expect because they're trying to emulate something like that. Neurodivergent people, for instance, who might be doing things based upon stuff they have seen on TV or in movies, because that's a way that they're trying to mask, is by doing what they have seen. Life's too complicated. Can I give up?
My understanding is he posted a bond on the case. So I actually didn't look at, I was focusing on the felonies.
Yeah.
And so on the ag stalking DV file and the weapons case, my understanding, and actually APA Zenda from our office is handling those, and she was Teams messaging me this morning that he had posted a bond on both of those files.
And it's sizable.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It was. And so that's normally a $20,000 bond on an MDOP. It's kind of high.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
And so, yeah, my concern is that we have this conduct while on bond, posted bond on serious matters.
Okay. Just so you know, Mr. Buckner.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. One of the allegations here, the sort of general concept here, what the prosecutor's arguing is, you have an inability to control yourself, to control your actions. I appreciate the jail is a really complicated place to be, and there's a lot of emotion going on, but I'm watching you, and he's just making arguments. I haven't made any rulings yet. You got to sit still. You got to control your body here while this is happening.
Yes,
Otherwise, Mr. Buckner, you're just supporting what
What
Mr.
he's saying,
Childers is
what he's
saying,
saying.
right?
And
Hold on, Mr. Buckner.
Okay, I'm not asking for comment. I'm telling you, I appreciate the jail is not a great place to be and you want to get out. I get that. But if you can't sit still and act appropriately with me when you should be on your best behavior, even
Yes,
with what Mr. Childers is saying, you're just supporting his argument. You're making it really hard for yourself and Ms. Apple. So sit tight, let me hear from Ms. Apple, and then I'm going to decide what to do. Okay, Ms. Apple.
Thank you. Your Honor, I will inform the court that for housekeeping, as Mr. Childers did discuss, he does have a bond violation hearing that it appears he's set to be arraigned on tomorrow before Judge Simpson. So bond is denied on that case. However, Mr. Buckner would like the court to know, and as he has somewhat been trying to express to the court, that and I explained to Mr. Buckner, this will come out as the case proceeds, and if he has a self-defense claim of some kind, then we absolutely will.
Sorry, now I'm just trying to watch him, and this is stupid. My judgment is irrelevant. My judgment is irrelevant. But I'm trying to look and see, because I have trouble sitting still, too. You guys watch me all the time. I'm very fidgety. I have diagnosed ADHD, so I'm trying to look at him to be like, is he struggling to sit still, or is he fine and that was performative? Doesn't make it performative necessarily. If he can control it, he might just be able to control it. I don't know.
Will assert that defense. But his concern is that these allegations came about after he was shot at by an individual in the community, and there appears to be several witnesses that saw this and different video footage. So he is frustrated at his circumstances, and that his life was put in danger, and he did what he thought was best and has subsequently been charged with a felony because of that. But again, I discussed with Mr. Buckner in our breakout room and meeting him, the process that we will have to go through and having those conversations and reviewing discovery. But based on that, I would ask the court to consider some type of a nominal bond on this case so that he is receiving credit while he is potentially held on the other matter before Judge Simpson that he's going to be arraigned on tomorrow.
Thank you. My guess is Judge Simpson's going to be the bigger problem in this case than me. And he's probably going to take no matter what I do, his action's probably going to be more aggressive than my action here. Mr. Sutton lives approximately across the street.
Ironically, my performative masking is one of the reasons I'm okay at streaming and okay at doing this. I'm terrible at interpersonal relationships, but I'm okay at performative things because I've seen a lot of it on TV and in movies. So I can act entertaining and with like a, you know, some sort of affect towards you people, because this is more or less a one-way transaction. Not good at normal conversations.
Is that right, Mr. Childers?
So the address in my file for Mr. Sutton was in Detroit, but I believe that it might be like a girlfriend or something that lives in the vicinity of Mr. Buckner, and that's why
That's his
he's got
cousin.
that address.
That's his family member's house.
There you go.
Do you have an address for that, where that Jeep was parked?
Where my Jeep was parked? My Jeep was
Hold
parked.
on, Mr. Buckner.
Well, no, I'm sorry, where the Cadillac was parked. Do you have that address, Mr. Childers?
One moment, Your Honor.
ADHD ever helpful or useful asking for a family member? In my I would say sometimes I feel like I can think quicker than neurotypical people. It can get jumbled up, but when things work and click, it feels incredible. Like when you get into like an ADHD flow and shit just clicks for you and your brain's firing off like crazy, but it's all happening, or like you're in a really good spot and it's all just working out. Oh man, that shit's great. It's like crack. It's so good. Yeah. Especially with this job, if I have a day where my ADHD is on and I can joke like nobody's business. I don't even know where the jokes come from. It's crazy. It's nice. What's he doing?
I think it was 720.
Oh, okay.
Oh, just let Mr. Childers find it, okay? I appreciate you trying to be helpful.
Yeah, 720.
720.
720 Fox.
Thank you.
Miss Apple.
And then I will tell you your bond. Your bond conditions are not in any particular order, just the order on the form I'm going to read from. It's important that you understand those bond
Doing the
conditions so
thing
you
again.
can comply with those bond conditions. They're as follows: you're not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, illegal drugs, or marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a medical marijuana card?
It's always interesting hearing marijuana listed separately from illegal drugs these days.
Yes, I do. So I'm able to allow to use marijuana because I actually have been a medical marijuana participant for years.
Okay, it was just.
But I don't drink. I don't
Yeah,
drink.
Mr.
One question, it's fine. The fact that you have a medical card means, yes, they're not going to ban you from smoking marijuana or imbibing marijuana. Great. It was a one-off question.
Buckner, just a yes or a no question.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got shot in my head, so please, just some months ago, I'm suffering from a gunshot from the head. So
Did he say he'd been shot in the head?
Just please keep that in mind. That's why my emotional, I got shot in my head. I got shot 9 times on Father's Day. And
He's 50 Cent? Cool.
And everybody, like when I keep saying this all these current stuff stems from me not cooperating or me getting shot. And nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear my voice. And it's okay. I died twice in my little brother's arms on June 18th, 2024. I was shot 9 times and 1 time in the head, allegedly by Ronell Johnson. And I told the police I didn't want to have nothing to do with the case. They keep coming to my house telling me, hey, you need to participate in this case. And then the last time Deputy Caruso came to my house, and that's why I'm glad this is on record, he said, Mr. Buckner, who did this to you? The very next day, I was charged with domestic violence, stalking, and all these other charges. This is what the prosecutor, Mr. C. Andrews, I want to say to you, I understand that I have had an extensive record throughout my life. However, if you look at the time frame from the things that I got in Indiana, you know why I went to Indiana. I went to Indiana because of my wife and I got a divorce, okay? That was a very messy divorce.
Mr. Buckner, I am sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm going to stop you. You have this pending DV case. You're involved in other cases. You're making all of these statements. Ms. Apple is probably, I can't imagine what her feet are doing under her desk right now. You're creating a record. Honestly, you're creating a record that is not helpful so that she can do her job and so that all the other attorneys in her office can do their job to help you. So don't be your own worst enemy. Again.
Agreed, Wampa. If that's true, it does explain a lot.
There's no
Gary Busey vibes, except instead of a car accident, gunshot.
No question on the table right now. And you just keep talking. You're not helping yourself. You're again demonstrating to me that you can't control yourself for whatever reason, whether it's because you got shot or because you just have impulse control issues. So stop talking. Let me do what I need to do. The original question was,
does she understand that? And again, I get it. Like, at the end of the day, he needs to be able to try at least to chill. But, like, an impulse control issue means you have trouble with your impulses. Just telling someone, like, stop it. If that worked, it wouldn't be a problem, would it?
do you have a medical marijuana card? You answered it, yes. That's done. We're moving on to the next topic. Do you understand?
I get the vibe that judges tend to be quite functional people. And I think sometimes they don't understand that people aren't as functional as they are. I don't know.
That, yes, that's a yes or a no. Yes, you understand?
Yes, I understand.
You're not allowed to leave the state of Michigan without prior permission of the court. You're not to commit any crimes while your case is pending. You must appear for any and all court hearings and other places as directed by the court. Do not commit any crimes. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You're not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, dangerous weapons, or any gun components, nor are you to be with anyone who has any of those items. You are going to have random drug and alcohol testing with our community corrections department. If you're already doing that testing, it won't be duplicative, but you will have to appear for an intake with them. That'll be what we refer to as standard supervision, and you'll have to present them with your medical marijuana card. Do you understand that so far?
Yes, Ms. Gatewood.
Garwood.
I'm so sorry. Ms. Garwood, I apologize. Judge Garwood, I apologize.
No worries. You are to have no contact with Billy Sutton. In addition,
Billy Sutton, AKA Dollar Bill.
stop. You know exactly
Name is Dollar Bill. That's not even a good street name.
who I'm talking about.
Billy Sutton. That's,
You are to
I
have
have
no
his real name.
Stop talking. You are to have no contact with Billy Sutton. When I say no contact, no direct or indirect contact with that individual in person or through others. Don't attempt to have contact with him. No telephone, email, texting, internet, or social media. Don't send anything to him. Don't deliver anything to him. Don't direct anyone else to be in touch with him on your behalf. I also don't want you going to 720 Fox Ave. You have to drive the other way on the street. I don't want you having any contact with anyone who resides at that house. I don't want you having any contact with anyone who's visiting that house. I don't want you going to Billy Sutton's home, work, any school, any place of worship that he may attend, or any temporary residence. Do you understand? That requires an answer, a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All of your conditions, they are going to exist whether you're in custody or out of custody. They remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As far as bond is concerned,
Oh boy.
it is clear to me that a lot more took place, and the testimony we heard from the sheriff's deputy had a lot of other people involved and had a lot of other activity that was going on. I would anticipate, based upon what I heard from that deputy, that other charges are coming for other people, not just from you or for you, for that particular event. But what I have in front of me gives me cause to have concern for the safety of the community. It gives me cause to have concern whether you have an ability to control yourself and whether you have the ability to follow court orders. Based upon those, well, you haven't, and you have a bond violation hearing tomorrow with Judge Simpson because of that. So based upon that information.
Jesus Christ, Ms. Garwood, in the name of Jesus.
I'm talking.
Mr. Buckner.
I'm still talking. Remember, I don't interrupt you. You don't interrupt me. That was the deal we made at the beginning. I'm setting a cash bond, $20,000, cash or surety, no 10% privilege. I believe that that is appropriate. Somebody could have been really hurt, so.
Right, like me getting shot in the head. And let me tell you something, Judge, since you already set the bond, in the name of Jesus.
There's the impulse control.
Mr. Buckner, please.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Not to speak about any kind of. Let me
Ms. Apple, do you see what just happened to me, Ms. Apple? How, like, she just said that a police officer just came in here, gave her a testimony. She said that she worried about me being a threat to society when I got shot at.
Mr. Buckner, the bond has been set.
Apparently you did not hear the statement I made right before that. The bond has been set. Counsel, Ms. Apple, anything further in this matter?
No, thank you.
And Ms. Apple, man, what actually happened? She gave me a
I'm gonna have to mute you. You've been muted. We can't hear you. Mr. Childers, anything further in this matter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. You are muted. I'm not going to hear from you if you're yelling at me. If you have a question, I'm happy to answer a question, but I'm not going to have you yell at me. I'm not going to have you threaten me. I'll unmute you if you have a question. You're still muted. I'll unmute you if it's a question, but I'm not going to have you yell at me.
On behalf of my client, I would.
Okay, Ms. Apple is fine.
We'll talk with
leaving you muted. That'll complete this hearing. We'll let the jail know that he's done.
We'll talk with him tomorrow too. So.
Okay, so you're all set. We're not going to have more comments from you.
Trying to say stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Can you let the jail staff know to move him?
Oh, he flipped her off. Oh, God damn it. Did you see that? I don't know if that was on camera for you guys. There it is. Not great.
Oh, he's gonna move himself.
I think he just gave the court the finger.
And I'm a pretty good lip reader.
Yeah,
And I'm
that
pretty
looked like an
sure the
expert.
last comment started with an F and a Y.
Oh, well, that's just a whole shit show and a half. I do not think our justice system is equipped for that at all. If I'm being honest. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. While I do, Chair will tell you about Yojimbo and Senjuro, the sequel to Yojimbo. I'll be right back. Don't forget, since we're halfway through, this is the last day of 35% off on gift subs, and we're also working on getting to the tip goal. So if you want to do that, you can use the tip command. Be right back. Ah, don't fall! Don't fall. Hello, everyone. Yeah, he was in a chair. He was in a chair. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Check out this one. We haven't checked out what Fleischer's been up to in a while. And don't forget, we're doing the Patreon and YouTube member-only stream. After our normal stream today, we'll be watching Project Metal Beast. Be fun.
Invoke my constitutional and amendment rights as well as my civil and civil rights.
Computer remain silent. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Is there a problem? Honestly feel threatened by this courtroom.
And?
Is this the judge that explains stuff to people? Yes, typically.
This is not, we're not.
That
This,
jacket is a thing. He always has a really, I like his sense of style. He's always very, very loud. I appreciate it.
it's not the circus. This is not a playroom. This is a court.
I'm
And
very coherent and competent.
no one says you were incompetent, but you have bond conditions that you're supposed to live up to. And we've given you so much as we've also given you a lawyer, and you're supposed to treat everyone here with respect. And when you don't, there's serious consequences.
Is there a thing for self-representation? I know that is a third option.
Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, Nemesaur. I appreciate you very much.
As well.
Of course you can represent yourself. You can do open heart surgery on yourself too?
Well, I ask for fair representation in a speedy trial.
No one here does anything to hurt anyone. The only thing that we're concerned about here is public safety and that everybody gets treated fairly and with respect. That
Life
includes,
life and safety against Harris County.
I don't know what to tell you about there, but you need to take that with whoever you feel threatened by. But here,
Harris County.
here, we need to protect everybody in Harris County.
Me and my children.
We've given you a lawyer. I want you to treat him with respect. And I want you to treat our clerks with respect, our bailiffs, and us. I'm not asking for much. The only condition I put on you now is to not go back to the location where you were allegedly trespassed from. They don't want you there. So that's why I'm telling you now, don't go back. That's the only condition that we have.
In regards to my housing, which is my documentation right here, that should be submitted into my file. My stuff is supposed to be terminated on the 30th of this month, which I had probable cause to actually go and speak with Gary Baxter in regards to my housing contract. I also emailed informal hearing before November the 1st and haven't got a response back. So I had every reason to be at Houston Housing Authority.
You may have had a right to be there, but at some point, they're well within their right to say, look, we don't want you here anymore. You are creating a disturbance, so we would like you to leave.
Can y'all subpoena the cameras?
The defense attorney would need to do that.
You're going from here to here to here to here to here. Listen to what I'm saying and focus on this in the now. Don't start thinking of something in the future or something because you're not listening to what's happening now. You may have had a right to be there, but at some point you lost that because of the way you may have treated everyone and they didn't want you there anymore.
I'd like to file a hate crime against Harris County.
You'd have to file a lawsuit. You'd have to go file it. You can't just go to a judge and be like, I declared lawsuit. No, this works.
City of Houston.
Okay. You hear what I just said? What did I just say?
Oh, I can't go back to 2640 Fountain View Drive in regards to it being my property, but have an actual.
I believe so. It's the Houston Housing.
Yeah, the Houston Housing Authority have an actual reasons to
That's
be there.
not to say you may send them an email. You could send them a fax. I don't know if that would include calling. As far as trespassing is concerned.
I can look into it, Judge. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was wrongfully evicted.
They can have an issue if she calls over there. That I don't know.
The notice here that is kind of the subject of this incident does give her multiple options: email, mail, fax, phone. And she did send those emails.
I don't know now with them telling her they don't want her back. How does that play into?
They haven't asked for a no contact order and there's no specific person, I would say.
Exactly.
Because she
no response back from my email.
She still has not been, she lives in, she has housing assistance through the Houston Housing Authority, Judge. And
what she's asking for would be civil anyway. Jay's a proxy. What she's asking for would be some sort of civil litigation about her, rights or something along those lines.
And it says her assistance will be terminated on the 30th. So, I mean, this is where she lives of this month. So she's still got a couple more days to try to resolve whether she gets to continue, having housing assistance.
The only other thing, it's what's your last name again?
Simmons-Irvin, Ervin.
You're very passive aggressive in the way you come off.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm a victim of Harris County.
That may be well.
And so are my children screaming.
That may be well right. But in life, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And when you go to these people and you act in such a manner that they think you may be threatening them, you're not going to get far.
It's
Listen,
retaliation.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? I'm trying to I'm trying to tell you, sometimes if you tuck your tail, you may get a lot more in life. I'll give you an example. I got pulled over months ago. I know I was in the right, but the
You're
officer
right. She did specify hate crime, so that would be criminal in nature. Yeah, you're right. You're
came up
right.
and he goes, "Why did you stop? Why didn't you stop at that stop sign?" I know I stopped. May have been for a second or two. I told the officer, "Listen, Ms. Simmons," I told the officer, "Look, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm an idiot." He let me go. If I would have said to him, you a-hole, you're wrong. I didn't stop. I did what I was supposed to do." What do you think he would have done? He would have probably given me 5 tickets. But because I said, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. It was stupid for me to do that.
Well, when you're facing reverse psychology,
You get more with honey.
and they try to provoke you.
So what? Who cares? Be the bigger person. You're still going to get more. That's life. That's maturity. And when you tuck your tail, sometimes you get so much more, even if you're in the right and they're in the wrong. Who gives? Sometimes that's what you have to do.
I also understand the indirect language it is in the Harris County Handbook dated 2021. And anybody that threatens and harass me in it, I have every right to press charges.
Did you just hear anything that I just said?
I did. I understand. I won't be there, but I know that I had every right to be. So if I'm forced out on
Literally, the last thing she heard was still, "Don't go to that address." She hasn't listened to a single thing he said.
You don't have every right to
it'll
be.
be because of the government.
You don't have every. I'm telling you now, and I'm ordering you not to go back to this place.
I'm not going there, but I have every right to speak. So I guess I need to contact Washington or somebody in regards to my contract and things, because this is a government facility. And as it says your housing assistance will be terminated on 11/30/2024. I also have 2 different client numbers as well. One number is 582213 and another one is 251651. So I had every right in regards to speaking with Gary Baxter again, which is right here, Kenneth Coles, Gary Baxter. Also received an email to reinstate my housing, I guess, I don't know, from Gary Baxter in regards to all that. So I'm just confused because if I'm forced out on the
No, the housing is probably a state thing.
streets in regards to being homeless and they're trying to pass new laws, then just so hypothetically, of course.
I feel bad too, because almost certainly she doesn't. I get the vibe that she doesn't quite understand why she was removed from this housing program. I don't know why either, but you'd think she would, considering, she's in the situation. But she's at least not talking about whatever the situation was that caused that in the first place. I would love for this lady to get help, because she seems to have kids, and they also need a place to live. But she's not even seemingly understanding what the issue is, and that's not great. Yono Coz G, thanks for following.
Thrown back into Harris County against my will while I was held for 6 months, which is a violation of my constitutional and amendment rights, then it's retaliation. Also, I was told to surrender my inheritance in the direct language while I was being attempted murder by Harris County.
She's claiming the county attempted to murder her. Okay, paranoia.
Have you speak to Corey about everything. Just remember, be nice. You get a lot more when you're nice than when you start raising your voice and yelling.
I am a traumatized victim. So if y'all could please work with me in regards to that, because I am a victim of Harris County. I do have a VAWA, of Violence Against Women's Act. It is still in the residence portal and everything.
Simmons Irvin. If anyone ever treats you wrong, just tell me and I'll try to do what I can to help you out. In any way, any shape, form, fashion, whatever you know, I'll help you as much as I can. All you got to say is the word.
Also facing my children being, the child explicit cases.
Okay.
So let's just focus on just signing your
So I'm going to have you sign the conditions. We'll have you stay with Corey. Just be nice. Hopefully you'll get your housing back if you're nice. That's it. All right? Please. You are Aziel Gracia. Sir. Mr. Gracia, so
he's charged with
I've never seen this before, Judge. He's charged with violating a bond condition.
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen it.
And,
It's either,
it's not a protective order, it's a bond condition.
right, because they can't make the protective order case because it's been more than 61 days,
Had
right?
nothing to do with the protective order, Judge.
So, yeah, right, I get it.
It was a different situation completely. Had nothing to do with family violence.
We'll get there. So you're charged with violation of a bond condition / protective order. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
That's interesting.
Anything-
So he had bond conditions as well as a restraining order, but he didn't violate the restraining order. He violated the bond conditions.
Say can or will be used against you, sir. If you cannot afford a lawyer be appointed to represent you. So before we start, was he in a PTI? Is that why this case is 1,000 days old?
Yes, sir. He just has a few BIP classes left to finish the PTI.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Judge. The officer was dispatched to a business in Harris County, Texas in response to a disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant grab another male aggressively, and the officer conducted a search on the defendant's person and found a loaded gun in the front pocket. The defendant...
What are you doing, man? You're out on bond, and you're carrying a gun you shouldn't have in the first place, and you're attacking people? What do you think's gonna happen, man?
The defendant is currently on bond for an assault family violence and has bond conditions in place prohibiting from
Is this recent? This hearing's from 4 months ago, so not super recent.
possessing a firearm.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Gracia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on the bond conditions. State, what's your position as far as...
It's like the Firefest guy getting out on bond when he committed fraud and then immediately going and committing more fraud, right? And he's doing Firefest 2 now. It'll be entertaining to cover if and when it explodes.
He's in a PTI. He's now picked up a new case. Mr. Gracia, I want you to know that we take these bond conditions
Did
extremely...
Noisy Corax get removed from YouTube? I think so. I don't know the story behind it, but Corax was on in chat on our last meme stock stream, but with a different name. So I don't know the whole story, but it does seem like his channel got deleted. Sucks. He didn't deserve that, methinks. But yeah, fucked up.
extremely serious.
Sir.
You don't, though. This is not your first VPO. This is not your first violation of bond condition. You don't get it. No means no. Doesn't mean maybe. Doesn't mean I'm going to a high crime area. No means no. And now there are consequences. Stephen.
Judge, can I tell you a little bit about the case?
Sure.
You know, just to explain to you what happened. He was at his business. He owns a trucking company. He hired somebody who he said he took a chance on him because he's has a sketchy record, convicted felon. It didn't work out within a couple of days. So he ended up firing the individual. The individual refused to leave the premises or refused to accept it. So he started threatening him. He went
You're
inside.
about to binge meme stock content. I have playlists of it. I don't know if Corax has been able to pull any of his old stuff and upload it to his new channel.
The individual started trying to damage the trucks. So at that
Dan Olson has a really good documentary about it.
point,
James Janney has a documentary about it that I'm in.
he was fearful. He went and retrieved a firearm that he knew was hidden in the vehicle. I'm sorry, in there. I understand, Judge. And
Did they just say he had another weapon in the vehicle that he wasn't supposed to have?
started trying to damage the trucks. So at that point, he was fearful. He went and retrieved a firearm that he knew was hidden in the vehicle. I'm sorry, in there. I understand, Judge. And
It's about the worst thing that you can do. Imagine if you use the firearm. Who gets charged with murder? Mr. Gracia? Who has now dug themselves into a potential 50-year hole? We have a case like that today where a meager argument, someone who's charged with assault is now charged with murder because of a silly ass, stupid ass argument. Now, dude is sitting in custody with a $250,000.
And he's been punished at this point, Judge. He's been punished for violating the bond by getting an entire new case on that. So as far as him going into custody
Thinking
for
Matt is hilarious. Oh yeah, he gets into it.
violating the
He has
bond
such a particular affect. I love him.
condition,
I watched an interview with him recently where, another YouTuber who watches his channel actually did an interview with him, which is very cool. And he's pretty much exactly what you would expect. He talked about how he thinks a lot of other judges are harsh on people and don't explain things, and that he wants to give people opportunities that other judges don't give them. Like a good guy.
I would hope that you would
I really hope the system doesn't just grind him down until he becomes another typical Texas judge. A lot of Texas judges suck.
take that into consideration.
He's reasonable in his anger. Yeah, he gets upset. He gets upset when people do stupid shit. But it's not like, fuck you anger. It's disappointment anger,
The fact that he has gotten punished on the bond violation already, and the fact that he's already had to hire a new attorney for two cases at this point, and it's probably going to affect the other case. So I would hope that you would continue supervision on that, just taking that into consideration.
I truly appreciate your position, but you have an assault from 2019 of a family member. The following year, you pick up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. Now you have another assault that they were even, what the hell you're looking over there? Was it Jesus over there? You already have an assault of a family member that was dismissed as it is. You were lucky enough to even have this kind of an agreement where they're willing to dismiss a second assault of a family member. And now you pick up another violation of a bond condition. Eric, he doesn't get it.
I understand.
You don't get it. And now I have to show you, we mean business. I think that you are utter and complete danger to public safety. And I will do everything in my power to protect my public in every single way. Because the last thing I want is you to pick up a murder case like we have here this morning. Someone else goes with you.
Judge, one more thing. There's a bond condition on there that he's not allowed to return to that address. That address is his business. It's his place of business. The other person has no right to that address. So hasn't worked.
This judge feels like he could play an incarnation of the Doctor. He does have the outfits for it.
Week and a half, because there's a bond condition, I'm assuming from the magistrate, that doesn't allow him to go back to that business.
Show me proof.
I'd like to be
Show
able
me
to take
proof. And, the proper, and you need to advise, the proper way to do things is you call the cops. Really. I mean, that's, if you own the business, you show it. I mean, how easy would it have been to just call police?
I mean, he has a right to defend his property and
not while the case is open. He does, but not in that manner.
It's one of those things where things happen quick and you have to make a decision. And when we're talking about trucks that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and things like that.
911, man. Really?
And how long do they take to get there, Judge? So
there will still.
He's on bond. He doesn't have a right to use a firearm. Period. He has insurance.
Take his ass to jail, and then, you try to get restitution or whatnot. But
so as far as the bond goes, can you set him a bond today?
Of course.
And Judge, we've contacted Conrad because it's his case, but I just want to confirm that bond has been revoked for his prior case. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On the assault, I'm revoking it.
Yes, Judge.
Looks like they set the bond at 20,000 on the new case.
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to mirror it.
Because he's already posted that bond. He's already hired me. He hired me on the other case as well. There's a motion to sub in your queue that I need you to sign as well.
I'll sign it for you.
I'd ask that you set that new bond at $500. It's tough for the family, Judge. I mean, at this point, he hasn't worked in 2 weeks. He's trying to get back on his feet. He did everything properly. He didn't go back to the location because of the bond condition.
I'm not doing $500. I mean, I was thinking that was
I don't think it's that the attorney doesn't understand. It's just the attorney's job to be a zealous advocate for his client, so he's got to argue that. It's not a good argument, but it is an argument.
I was put it at 20,000,
and that would be his state's position to mirror.
So he understands that we mean business. If he's unable to bond out, I'm always willing to talk after a couple days.
And in fairness, it is Texas. That might have worked on other Texas judges.
But I want him to understand that we take it absolutely serious. And when you go over there with a gun with the intent to do some serious damage, hell no. No way. No. And I think that making it 20,000, what the other one is, hopefully it'll get his attention. But like I said, look,
10,000?
like I'm not out for blood, Eric, so if he's unable to, after some time, come back, and I'm not talking weeks, but a couple days, so he realizes that we mean business.
Holidays. So we're talking about 2 weeks minimum. So would you consider giving him 10,000?
Well, remember, I Zoom, so you can be in Abu Dhabi. I'm still here.
His mom's present, so let me talk to him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
He's a good judge. He cares about people. You can really tell. Why not? Let's try this one. Guess this guy threatens Fleischer. Curious how he handles that. Another lovely baby blue suit. Love him.
Good morning, Miss Ariel. Good to see you. I'm sorry that we're seeing you under these circumstances, but you've picked up some serious charges in Como County. And the problem is that you never, ever once have appeared on your own. In the dozens and dozens of charges that you and I have had together, have never once on your own appeared. And you want me to give you a PR bond?
Judge,
Tell me.
I'm asking, give me an opportunity to present myself or report myself to the probations that you've acquired my person to be. I've been back and forth between Harris County and Comal County since the last time you released me. I never gotten a chance. I just now came from Comal County back over here. I'm asking for to give me the opportunity that I may be able to
report on his probation, Judge.
Yeah.
And based off what I am looking, it appears that these Comal County cases happened prior to him being placed on probation. So they wouldn't necessarily be a violation.
I was literally
of
gonna
his-
say, I just noticed the watch band too. He even color coordinated with like a fucking color wheel for complementary colors.
probation.
Alex, what say you about the time?
He was placed on probation. It seems in May, if I'm correct. Is that correct?
May of 2024.
These Como County cases, they took place in July of 2024 and subsequently filed that same month. So July, so after he was placed on probation.
Mr. Ariola.
I was in Comal. I was taken from here to Comal County. Okay, prior when you gave me that, I was out. I was able to.
I think I know what you're trying to say. He's saying he has never been out.
I genuinely feel bad for people who can't articulate themselves. It's like the only thing I've ever been good at is being able to articulate myself. So the idea of having feelings or thoughts that you are incapable of putting into words is an existential nightmare for me. So I feel for this guy.
Of jail to commit these cases in July.
But he has been.
Not complimentary. What's the other word for when it's the opposite? Like red and green on Christmas. Right? Is that not complimentary even though they're opposites? Because it is? Okay. I'm not crazy. That's complementary colors. Yeah, that's how color wheels work. Complementary doesn't mean it's similar. It means it's directly opposite.
You were out.
If I may,
You were in aftercare, and it was probably at that time when you picked up the new cases.
It's the same. If I may share with you, these cases are the same cases
Took middle school
or,
art.
or the same circumstances, just as
I
a
painted a bottle.
trespass.
I know. And I know it keeps happening over and over and over. They try to pick you up, you don't like it, and it hits the fan. And then you end up picking 3 to 4 charges as every single time this happens.
I'm not a criminal, nor am my intention is to do crime in the world. That is not my way of living. That is not my way.
To be fair, court is a place where you shouldn't speak for yourself. Your attorney should speak for you. True.
I'm at this moment right now, what I'm seeking, what I'm asking is to get the opportunity to be able to report and to do as you asked for the probation.
Let me tell you one thing, okay? Hold on. Since 2021, you and I have been dancing. You've picked up an attempted possession of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, failure to ID, resisting arrest, failure to ID, failure to ID, failure to ID, evading arrest, criminal trespass, possession of a controlled substance, failure to ID, criminal trespass, and another criminal trespass.
Trespassing a lot. It's not larceny. Was he gonna, like, why just trespass? It's so interesting. Why is he just in places? Because none of them were, like, larceny, so he wasn't stealing anything. Or is he just, like, really shit at stealing stuff? Why just trespassing? Huh.
On all of those, except the last 2.
Homeless in doorways? Are you serious? That counts as trespassing? Jesus Christ, we're in hell.
Every single time you have done time served. And I told you on the last 2, before you picked it up and we let you go, I said, Mr. Ariola, if you pick up another case, we are done with catch and release. We will now do everything in our power to ensure that the trespasses and the failure to IDs and the thefts and the assault stop. And we would do that by doing the dual diagnosis residential program. And I told you that we would continue to do it over and over and over until it stops. You know what's going to happen every time you wear orange in Harris County. That's it. I have given you PR bond after PR bond to the tune of probably 12 PR bonds. And every single time we've given you a PR bond, you never show up. No more catch and release.
I know that there was possession in there, Freyline, so drug addiction definitely is probably a part of it.
We now need to get to the root of the problem. That's what we're going to do. And even if we have to do DDRP 5 times.
Listen, let's be honest.
At least he's talking about putting him in a program, so that's good. He's not just like, we're gonna lock you up and throw away the key. He's talking about putting him into some kind of, like, addiction program, it sounds like. So that's good. That would be a good resolution to this, probably.
I was to represent myself and stick to the grounds of laws, of real laws, of what's contributing to what's to myself being. My well-being, my person, the person that you are treating in such a way at this very moment. It will be a different story and a different face for you, my friend. I'm only talking here.
Stop. That can be considered as a threat. I am just giving you fair warning.
I want to help you, Mr. Ariola. I want to end the cycle of you keep coming back to jail. Believe it or not, I want to help you. I want to end this. I want you to get a job. I want you to be a productive member. And I was hoping by having you go to the DDRP and in aftercare, that would happen. I don't know. I don't know what happened. You were doing great in DDRP, and we got reports that you were doing great. When you got
Was he already in a program and he left?
Aftercare, I don't know what happened though.
At this moment, the charges from Comal County, I'm on PR bond. They're not even, they haven't even been, and I haven't even been indicted. At this moment, I'm asking that I'm given the opportunity to complete this program of yours. Let the service play as it plays. There's a whole different county, a whole different jurisdiction.
Let me give you a little roadmap, what I was thinking. I'm having
People are saying afternoon. Technically, I think for Trey, it's still morning.
our chief
He's closer to the West Coast.
district attorney here reach out to Como County to let them know what we want to do here about DDRP in hopes that they, are on board with us.
They have nothing to do with y'all. There's a whole different,
I know.
Jurisdiction, a whole different county.
I'm trying to let them know that we want to put you in a treatment place with us here
1237 over there. Okay, Trey has no excuse then.
in hopes that they're with us, and it may resolve the cases over there. See what I'm saying?
I'm on a PR bond over there at this moment. Why would they care what happens here? They don't care. They're just on for how.
Wait, do you seriously think that the other court that you have a PR bond in doesn't care that you got picked up for another thing? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. The courts definitely care if you're out on a bond and get picked up for something else elsewhere.
How dare?
Did he just say how dare?
What idea? How dare? What idea is this from?
I can let Lori explain to you what we're trying to do.
I'm listening. I did hear it, but this.
So Ariel, if I give you a PR bond, you'll never come back.
I'm not asking for a PR bond. I'm asking to give me the chance, the opportunity to report to the probation that you put me on. Give me the chance.
Yes, I want to do that. We are, yes, I am in agreement with you. But first, Como County has to take care of itself. We can't do anything here until Como County is taken care of.
Como County sent me over here.
I know. We're going to reach out to Como County to see what we can do.
They got me on PR bond over there so we can take care of the situation over here at this time. This is what I'm doing here now. They got no business into what Harris County does with me at this moment.
He does need help. Good, he's in front of Fleischer. Fleischer normally tries his best to give people all of the help that he can legally give them.
This case here, they have no business.
He doesn't give people, he doesn't throw the book at them unless, he has already tried to help them 50 other ways, generally. So, he's lucky he's in front of this judge, because a lot of Texas judges just wouldn't give a fuck.
They haven't even indicted me yet.
I'm going to let Lori try to explain to you what we're trying to do.
What you're trying to do, I know why would you even want? Listen, you're the judge here. You know what's going on. I'm on PR bond over there. They're not even looking at my cases at this very moment.
What do you want?
I'm asking, give me the opportunity to report to probation now. Give me the opportunity, because I haven't given the opportunity to report to probation.
When you say give me the opportunity, what does that mean? Let you out of jail?
Yeah, so I can report to this. And when Comal County, because I got a lawyer over there, they would alert me about going to, if they do pick it up, if they do pick it up, they would alert me to go to court. But till then, let me just proceed with the process here with the probation. Please, that is what I'm asking. I'm begging for you so I can get an opportunity, a chance to get out and work and be able to fight this from the free world. If anything, if they do pick up the cases, I'll be able to fight them so I can stay relevant to the probation here and current with Harris County.
I know that you're not going to like my answer, Mr. Ariella, but if I give you a PR bond, you're going to ghost me like every time you've done before. I have history tells me I have your bonds now always at 2003, 7504, 5006 because you take off. You never in 5 years, you've never not one time come back on your own.
Why would you give me a PR bond? Can you just not reinstate me to complete the probation? I haven't even.
Anything, we need to figure out what's going on with Como County. I'm gonna let Lori hopefully try to explain to you what we're trying to do with getting Como County on our side as well, so that hopefully we can resolve it all. And
I don't know if this is even, like, would you even really care to understand what Comal County, being in Comal County, what it has done to.
Let's do this. Look, I have a bunch of people that are waiting. I'll take more time with you toward the end of the day. I don't want to keep them waiting because they have busy lives as
He
well.
does stuff like this too. He takes extra time. He has to get other people's stuff through, but he says he'll like talk to them at the end of the docket.
Let me talk to them. Let me thin out everybody here, and then I'll bring you back out and we can talk more. Okay? But we've already spent, what, 20 minutes here now, and I've got a lot of people waiting. Let me thin them out. I'll bring you back out in maybe like 45 minutes and we'll talk more. Okay? I'll give you more time. I promise.
Sue, Leo, results came back positive for THC. Do you want us to?
Yeah, let me talk to Mr. Ariel first so we can get Lori out.
English judge, he discharged on the 23rd. They had him come on the 24th.
Hang on 1 second. Mr. Lopez.
What are the qualifications for being a clerk of the court?
You
I'll
asked
go do that. Let's all go work for Judge Fleischer.
for a PR bond now. I'm sorry, Mr. Lopez. Mr. Ariola. Sorry. That was Mr. Lopez. Mr. Ariola, you asked me for a PR bond, but let me tell you something. Every time we let you out of custody, you have little wings on your back and you take off. You did the program. You did it amazingly. All we wanted you to do was do the aftercare. You were supposed to report your date of discharge.
Just use the term aftercare.
Was April 23rd of 2024 of the program that you were in. You were supposed to report. Oh, is it the same day? Shatoria?
No, it was the next day.
I'm sorry. The date of discharge was April 23rd.
We'd have to move to Texas. That's true. Not worth it.
Next day, you
We'll
were
work remotely.
supposed to report to the place for aftercare. Did you report? You did not report. And you took off yet again. Every time we let you out of jail, you do whatever you want to do and you don't comply with court orders. So I can't trust you and give you a PR bond now.
There
or
was a
reinstate
kitty he left, though. Olive, come back, buddy.
you. We're going to work the way
You
through
visited Texas exactly once, and I never want to live there. Same. I've been to Texas once, too. It was hot. It was so hot.
that we normally do. We're going to see what Como County wants
Don't
to
go to Texas in the summer. Not worth it.
do. And then after that, we're going to go right back into SATA. Tell me.
I'd like the court to consider my position of not having the opportunity to report myself on the last
Judge, I'm sorry. I feel as though we're talking about things alleged in the MAJ. I don't want to be unfair to the defendant.
The traffic is a nightmare, too, on the highway in Texas. Oh, my God.
Counsel's here.
Oh, she is here.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's on Zoom.
I thought I was going to die.
No. We're not going to do this without counsel. No, Michael, come on. No. She's here.
Yes, Judge.
As I was saying, to consider my
Texas
position.
drivers are shit. No kidding. Because, like, drivers in Michigan, the problem you get is everyone is too nice to each other. So, like, at a four-way stop, people will be trying to tell you to go even though it's their turn. Like, it's usually people being unpredictable because they're trying to be nice. No one is trying to be nice in traffic in Texas. That is not the problem they have.
Position that I was put in, not given the opportunity to present myself, report myself to the probation office.
We let you out. You were supposed to report. Is that not a chance?
That was a different, that was another, another. The one that I'm asking of that I was in current in agreement with you was the probation that came with the counselors.
I don't want to go on a 30-minute diatribe, a 30-minute conversation again, Mr. Ariel. The bottom line is if I let you out, you will not show up to anything that you're supposed to show up. And I have it as evidence in every single case that you and I have dealt with. Every single time I have let you out, every time that a magistrate has let you out, you take flight and you take off and you never come back.
You saw people driving on the wrong side of the road in Utah. Why? Did Joseph Smith tell them to do it? Why?
Of this issue, this matter.
I'm not. No, sorry. I'm not going to do that. I told you I was done with the catch and release. It's not going to happen. We will continue.
I'm asking for my time for these cases that I stand before this court today.
Okay. Regardless, we can't do anything now because you've got the Como County cases open. So I'm going to have the DAs reach out to Como County to see where we go from there.
Judge, he also said earlier that he would like a hearing on these new charges in Comal County.
Say it again.
He would like a hearing on the new charges in Comal County because we're not sure whether or not the state can prove them.
But if there was a hearing, we would put up the technical, we wouldn't put up the new law.
They're not putting up the new law violations regardless. I mean, they're not going to do that to kind of hurt Mr. Ariola even more, you know? So I don't think that that would be part of the motion to adjudicate hearing. That would hurt you more, and that's not what we're here to do.
Those Comal County's charges are allegations. I'm still innocent.
Correct.
And haven't been indicted yet.
Correct.
I'm confused.
Well, I don't know that.
I'm confused on what.
There is a hold at a Como County, right? Vic?
I came from Comal County. I bonded out on.
I have 2 bonds on your case, and because you were unable to make the bonds, that's why you're still in custody now. I'm not giving you a PR bond. So we also.
Do I know what aftercare is in a legal context? No. Context clues, I'm assuming it's checking in with either a probation officer or something like that, or perhaps a halfway house custody.
We need to find out what's going on with Como County. So bottom line, Mr. Ariola, I'm not letting you out today. Okay? We just need to work the thing to see how it plays out. And then.
I'm asking that the court stays within this district. Comal County is relevant at this point. I'm still, there are allegations.
We're not using any of that. None of that is being held against you, Mr. Ariola.
And Judge, for the court's information, the updated hold information is that they released the hold on 5/16 of 2024.
Okay.
So currently, there's no hold that the state can see.
Okay. Can you reach out to them to see and let them know of our intent here? And then when do you want to set it again? Today's Wednesday. Try Monday, maybe?
You haven't set the court yet.
Okay, we're going to try to do this fast on your behalf. We're not going to take a long time to do it. I need them to reach out to Como County to see what Como wants to do with your 3 cases. We'll come back on Monday and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, Mr. Ariola, I'm not letting you out. I know what's going to happen if I let you out. I can't do it. Okay, I know that you're upset, but believe me when I'm telling you I want the best thing for you. Okay.
I'm having a hard time to understand.
I don't, but I'll have Lori explain it to you, okay?
That's okay.
I want what's best for you, Mr. Ariola. I think that this is it, okay?
To keep me in your program? To keep me in your pocket?
Not in my pocket.
All right, Mr. Ariola.
Yes.
Hope he's more successful with the program this time. That sucks. Substance abuse is no joke. Alright, we've done quite a few Fleischer videos. On.
Review, Mr. Thomas.
So, Your Honor, this defendant was placed on a non-reporting probation. He was originally assigned to Officer Bumpus. The only condition is to...
Real quick, I'll actually be right back. A, I have to pee. B, I'm craving salt, so I'm gonna see if there's some chips. So I'll be right back. While I'm gone, don't forget, today's the last day for 35% off gift subs, and also we are 2/3 of the way to our next tip goal if you want to get to the 6-hour 420 stream. So I'll be right back. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about Harakiri. Doing a lot of samurai movies lately. Is that gonna stay? That'll stay. Be right back. Damn! Rockagum, thank you so much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. I appreciate ya. How you doing? Cool beans. Beans. Cool beans. Whew.
To pay money. As it stands right now, the balance on this case is $966. He does have $1,494 in tickets owed to the court. He has a warrant out of the 19th District Court and a warrant out of the 43rd District Court for failure to appear on matters at those courts.
All right. The problem with non-reporting probation is that they're not reporting. So nobody is monitoring. And that's why there could be a misguided.
Does anyone here like salt and vinegar chips? Raise your hand if you like salt and vinegar chips.
Thought that
was it over 1,000 in tickets? Damn.
That the person is not on probation. Additionally, the fact that it was, only to pay
Everyone
money.
who says yes is a winner. Everyone who says no is wrong.
Money.
They just they make your mouth pucker. They're so good.
Is another issue, but I didn't do the sentencing. So, Ms. Cameron, did your client pay the $966?
He claims he's paid everything, but based on what Officer Thomas has indicated, he has not paid. I'm not sure if he's confused. He claimed he wasn't on probation. I can understand why he may think that he wasn't based on the non-reporting status, as the court indicated. So I'm asking the court to give him some time to
consume them until your tongue has been stripped raw. You do have to eat them responsibly. It can get out of hand.
Pay.
Miss
you know what else is good? Chili cheese Fritos. Today I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I put chili cheese Fritos in the middle. Pretty good.
And do you have Mr. Martin with a balance of $966 on this case?
This says $888.
Mr. Martin, do you disagree that you owe the court?
A British restaurant that does salt and vinegar breading on fried fish. I don't like fish that much. If they put it on chicken, give me a call.
At least $888 on
put those in tacos. I do. That's why I have them, actually, is to put them in tacos. I got 3 pounds of ground beef to make a bunch of tacos and hamburgers and stuff. So that's what the Fritos are for, but...
This case, you have to unmute yourself, sir.
Chili Tree's Fritos are weird in that they taste delicious, but when you first open the bag, it smells like BO. Like, am I crazy? The seasoning in chili cheese Fritos smells like a locker room. They taste good, though.
All right.
Yes, I disagree.
So where's your receipt that you paid it already?
No, I haven't paid yet.
Well, you just say you disagree. So you haven't paid, you didn't pay the money?
No, I haven't.
Baja, go smell the chili cheese Fritos. They smell like BO. Not as much after you open them the first time, but the first time you open them, boom. Locker room. In fairness, locker room might smell different to me than you, because I grew up in men's locker rooms, and men's BO smells different than women's BO.
Haven't.
So it specifically smells like men's BO.
I haven't been on this probationary period that y'all claim that I spent on.
Mr. Martin, are you coherent? Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs?
No, I'm not.
Well, why is your speech slurred?
Because maybe my phone technology.
No, that's
my phone is making me slur.
That has nothing to do with phone technology. No. You're clear. Your voice is very clear. However, your speech is slurred.
Okay, well, my phone is breaking up on this end.
It's not breaking up on our end.
I do not agree with anything.
Okay, well.
I feel bad. This guy probably has a substance abuse issue, too. He showed up for court either drunk or high. That's unfortunate.
I don't agree either. So let's do this, Mr.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to leave. There's a fire in the building.
Well, why I don't hear that in my courtroom? The courtroom is on mute.
It's so faint. I can hear the siren slightly, but I didn't know what they said.
They just said to evacuate.
It's so faint. I mean, I would have burned up.
Oh, well, your life seems like it's in jeopardy, Miss.
I'm just saying. I heard.
I'm sorry, is a fire alarm going off at one of the people's buildings in the call?
I mean, your life seems like it's in jeopardy.
Thomas is not. He's like, bye, Juanita.
See, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas' life ain't in jeopardy. But Miss Silman's life is in jeopardy. Miss Silman, I need you to do something. I mean, all the crowds can't hear. Y'all can't hear the thing.
He know. Everybody go with me. I'm sitting here burning up.
I know he I leave you in there. Don't say that.
Okay, no, he didn't, Judge, but he ain't in here. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, Miss, we're gonna have to address that. Go on out, Miss Silman. Get out the building, ma'am.
I know, right? I'm going.
They left the clerk in the building. Mr. Thomas said, y'all can keep talking if you want to, but I'm out. Okay, well, for those of us who are on Zoom, we're going to continue. But for those of us who are not being evacuated, we're going to continue. This is what.
Damn, I was going to say that could have been a real save to the Martin guy, because he does seem inebriated. That could have been saved by the bell.
We're going to do. I'm going to adjourn this case, Mr. Martin, and I need you to come in person for me. I need you to come in person, and I need you to gather yourself and get your life together.
I need someone to tell that to me. Damn. I need someone with that exact tone to tell me that. It would fix me. It would fix me. I know it would.
They told me you have some warrants and stuff in other places. You have $1,900 in tickets. Now, I'm trying not to amend the original.
I have a warrant for traffic tickets.
I don't care what it's for. It's still a warrant for your arrest. Are you're gonna talk over me, or am I gonna get to talk? and tell whoever that is cursing, it's gonna impact you.
Let me tell you something about your unprofessional ass.
Let me
There's someone else in the room with him swearing.
tell you something about your unprofessional.
Everything you said.
So I'm gonna mute the person, Mr. Martin.
This fucking court hearing has gone out off. This is bad. So much shit has happened.
Because they're only gonna impact you. And that's only going to make you have to go to jail because you are not in a place that is quiet. And the rude, disrespectful, ignorant individual who is in the room with you, who for some reason has decided that I'm unprofessional, with their rude, disrespectful, and ignorant language, that's only going to impact you. I don't know who it is. And I quite frankly could give less than a rat's patootie who it is. But what I'm saying to you is whoever it is a part of your problem. Whoever that ignorant, disrespectful, rude person is a part of the reason that you have appeared in my courtroom with your language clearly slurred. It is also a part of the reason that you have all of these $1,994 in tickets.
Oh, it's almost $1,900 in tickets? I don't even know how you do that on accident.
Because one of the things about life is that we have to be careful who we surround ourselves with. And sometimes we have to cut off certain people in order to not go down with the ship. But you can go down with the ship and tell that individual who was cursing in court while you were in court that they can come meet me at 421 Madison Street and say it to my face. They can come down courtroom 339. Because if they're bold enough to say it on Zoom, be bold enough to come meet me at 421 Madison Street, courtroom 339, and say it completely to my face. I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome it. Now, Mr. Martin, according to Mr. Thomas, you owe $800. Strike that. Mr. Thomas says you owe $966.
What if he's in rehab or a halfway house? I don't think he is. He's on non-reporting probation.
Says you
they would know where he is.
$888. This is not a sentence that I would have ever given. It's not. It would have been a different sentence. However, we need to clear it up. So if you can find your receipts, then I'll wipe it off. I'll wipe the whole thing off. But I need a receipt or something. So I'm going to adjourn the case.
Guys in the bottom left.
And it's going to be an in-person court date. And I'm going to come in person. And I want the person that's with you to come in person with you. I want them to come in person with you. That's what I want. And I don't know why Mr. Martin went off his video, but I'm going to adjourn the case. And I can't adjourn it to next Friday because unfortunately I won't be able to be in person. But I am going to adjourn it, and I'm going to adjourn Martin in person.
Disrespectful, unprofessional, bitch.
Oh, he's fucked.
You bitch.
Yeah. Back to you. Back at you. Same to you. I feel the same way about you. All right. And Mr. Martin is going to appear in person, and I'm hoping that the person that's
you
with
phoned
him
every day for 28 days while inpatient and was still picked up for non-reporting while in treatment. No. What I was saying was he doesn't have to report.
Appear in person.
But I get what you're saying. The system fucks up.
Them too, but probably not. Cowards usually don't appear in person. And then Mr. Martin, that will be your opportunity to show me your receipt, or we can address and see if there's a need for an alternative sentence. And encourage the person to come see me. Encourage them. I mean, I want them to. I want them to so badly. All right, so you have a great day
thanks for
and
following.
stay safe. And I'll see you maybe. If I don't, you know, it'll just be another warrant that you know, be about that warrant life. Okay. Thank you, Miss Cameron. You have a great day.
I don't see a follow-up video.
And stay safe.
Thank you.
All right.
May I have your
Man, whoever that was, terrible friend, or whoever, real shit thing to do. Let's see, we have what, 25-ish minutes left in the stream?
Oh, I have everybody.
Child support ones can be pretty fun.
Okay, so I have child support. I wasn't expecting child support. We will go on the record in Polk County case number 09PA08PJ, in re the paternity of Chase Dosh. Appearances are we have all parties appearing in person in Polk County Courthouse. This court appears by video conferencing from Burnett County. We're set here today for a hearing that I scheduled due to the last time we were in court. I issued a sanctions order.
Michigan too, I'm not sure.
With specific
Burnett
things that
County, I don't recognize, but I can look it up.
that must be complied with by Mr. Dosh. I have had 2 correspondence letters from Ms. Vogt, which does
Oh, this is a
indicate
complete non sequitur, but when I opened my phone, it was on the page for this. Dark City's getting a 4K release from Arrow, so that's pretty sweet. Dark City fans. All 3 of them along with me. Looks like this is in Wisconsin. Like this is Wisconsin, yeah. Oh yeah, you see it too, Dylan.
that he has not complied. We have Christine Vogt in person without counsel. We have Cole Dosh.
Anna mentions Blu-rays. It's true. I have my current Dark City Blu-ray behind me, which will maybe someday be replaced by the 4K.
Person without counsel. Joseph Loso from the Polk County Corporation Council Child Support with the child support agent with him appearing. The court has reviewed and received the 2 correspondences from Ms. Vogt as it relates to allegations of
So like Michigan, but with more cheese. Yes. We do have cheese in Michigan. We do have cheese producers in Pinconning. They make cheese that's really good.
failing to abide by and meet the court's purge
But Wisconsin cheddar does fucking slap. I can't argue that.
requirements as it relates to the sanctions order. Before I begin, I'm going to have both parties raise your right hand. And again, I'll let everybody know it looks like I'm raising my wrong hand. I am not. It just flips me in the video. So please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes. All right, thank you. Before I begin with the parties, I am going to ask for an update from Mr. Loso as it relates to the child support part of the court's sanction.
How do I feel like Ohio cheese? Does Ohio produce cheese? I've not had cheese I know is specifically Ohioan.
And Mr. Loso, do you have an update?
I do, Your Honor.
Ohio is just shitty Michigan. So. Ohio is like Michigan's evil twin.
Mr. Dosh is in
It's
fact
the shitty parts of Michigan with none of the good parts.
employed as
So they do have a pretty good theme park over there in Sandusky. That's the highlight.
B&M utility
And there's
located.
also a Star Trek uniform store in Sandusky, so that's pretty good. If you're looking for screen accurate Star Trek uniforms, you can get them in Sandusky.
And I think his official start date was February 24th of 2025. He is due to receive his first paycheck from that employment on March 7th of 2025. In the month of February.
I had Parmesan garlic kettle chips. I haven't. I've had Parmesan garlic other chips.
No payments were made, but there have been contact with B&M Utility locating. It does sound like we are in the process of getting.
Cedar Point isn't even that good. It's a good thrill coaster park. It's not a theme park, but it's good for coasters. You just have to be a coaster person. And I'm not. Coasters are fine. I enjoy roller coasters, but I'm more of a fan of dark rides and themed experiences in theme parks. I like theme parks, but I like roller coasters too.
Set up, and Mr. Dosh does seem to be working there. So that is the information that Child Support Agency has at this time.
All right. When did Mr. Dosh?
Hi, Lupine. Come here, baby. Lupine. Left already. She's still getting used to the door being open again, so she kind of comes in and dips out and comes in further and dips out.
Update you with that information, Mr. Loso.
Looking up when Mr. Dosh would have had contact with the department, but as I stated, the department did verify the information through the employer.
So excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Loso. Mr. Dosh did not contact.
Tuesday is the 1st. I know. Normally I take the 1st off, but I'm not. This month, I'm taking tomorrow off because it's Monday, and I normally take that off for electrolysis, which I do have tomorrow. So I'll be taking tomorrow off, but I will be back on the 1st on Tuesday for tinfoil.
The Child Support Agency and say, hello, this is Mr. Dosh, and I'm just letting you know I had my interview just like I told you I was going to the next day, and I've been hired, and I start on February 24th. He didn't do any of that?
It appears as though he did let us know where he was working, that he was actually working on the day of his first start date, so February 24th.
So he called on February 24th?
Correct. Anytime. And no call.
Need to comply or agree to this. I never received anything stating that.
Mr. Dosh, you indicate that you have that amount. That amount was not paid by the date and time, so there's an additional $150. Do you have that as well?
I can in a couple days. I will scrape up everything. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I have the 350 on me today.
April 1st, or the day everyone on the internet thinks they're a comedian.
350 or 349?
Maybe I'll do. I always think to myself every year, what am I gonna do for an April Fool's Day stream? And then I never come up with anything good that wouldn't be annoying.
350.
All right, you're giving her a total of $350 today. You have it in your pocket?
I do.
You just walk right over and you hand that to Miss Vogt right now.
That is so funny. Oh my God, it's for missing child support, and she's literally having him hand cash. I've never seen that before. I didn't know you were allowed to do that. Are you allowed to just be like, open your wallet, give her the money? It's on the record, I guess. That's fine.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else in your wallet?
Yeah. Like
any other cash? How much?
Enough for gas for the rest of the week to get my daughter to school.
How much is it?
$20, maybe a little more.
Yep. Walk exactly all the money you have right now over.
Is she allowed to do that? Is she allowed to mug him and just have him give the money to her? I know he owes her money, but this is on top of that?
Miss Vogt.
Do you want me to count it so you know how much he's getting?
I sure do. And Miss Vogt will confirm.
There, 350 is what he just handed me.
Yes, and he's going to hand you all the other cash in his wallet right now.
19.
$19. So $369 that you have paid.
That was 19.
Okay, thank you. All right, I have to get to my calculator. So $130 is still owed. Oh, you in jail for 50 days. That's 50 days without you doing what you need to do. Okay, so I believe, Miss Boat, I believe that you didn't do things timely. You should have. And you didn't have the additional $150, which is owed to her. But like I'm saying, I'm looking, and from February 24th was when the whole 349 was due. But now it's late, so there's that $150 extra that's due. Okay? So, and you've paid her
Is it mugging when it's owed and you refuse to pay? No, I'm making a joke. Why do people question my jokes? You know what this stream is? You think everything I say is serious? Losing my mind.
So now you have $130 that's left to be paid. Your first paycheck is on the 7th of March. So that means by March 12th, not only will you have that part in for Chase, you will have that $130 to Miss Boat, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to amend my contempt or my sanctions order because I got confirmation from child
Phoenix says we're neurodivergent. Jokes are hard. Me too. But look at me using them for a living.
support that you didn't
Not very successfully, I guess. So point made.
start your job until February 24th. Your first paycheck's on March 7th. So what I'm going to do is you're just going to get a reset because you're always going to owe this money. You're always going to have jail hanging over your head. It just depends on how much you want to sit or how much you want to have me find you in contempt and then set a sanction, because right now it's 40 days for failing to comply with child support. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm amending my order. If you don't meet this purge.
Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. Incredible generosity today with the gift subs. Thank you.
This will be a 1-year purge. And we'll just start it from March 1st all the way to February 28th or 29th. I'm not sure if it's a leap year next year. But March 1st, we're going to begin. And that's where your regular monthly child support payments will start. Okay, by wage assignment. I'm increasing the days of jail because no matter having jail over your head just hasn't been enough. So this time is it, Mr. Dosh. So I'm increasing the jail days to 50 days. And that means no good time, no Hubert, right? So you're going to have to make your payments. You're going to have to do your things. It's up to Chase, or it's for Chase. It's up to you for Chase. And with regards to the extra $130 due by March 12th, along with the part.
My birthday.
It's due by March 12th. Otherwise, you will sit that sanction day, those 5-day sanctions. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to have another hearing. I'm just going to issue an arrest warrant if you don't. Okay? No more cry excuses.
It does sound a little bit like Major Kira.
Don't have that $130 paid and that part put in for Chase by March 12th. I'm not going to give you more time and another hearing to have you cry. It's just going to be a warrant. A straight up warrant.
Line says, child support sure seems like it sucks. Good thing I'm not having kids. That's something that makes the child support hearing so satisfying. I have one over here that I know the guy owes like $50,000 in child support or something. See if I can find that one. What did that guy look like? This one, yeah, owes $53,000 in child support. Jesus.
Can
Did
you
he
hear
not
me?
pay for like 10 years?
I can, just a second.
All right. It keeps telling me to do things on my screen. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, no.
Oh, the judge has a history of being shitty, Wampa. He is refusing to pay his child support. Like multiple times.
You're all set. Ma'am, can you hear me?
This is another quick child support one. This is about 10 minutes. This is probably the last video we're going to cover. Remember, after stream today, we are doing the patron and YouTube member only streams. So about 15-20 minutes after this stream, check your YouTube community tab or your Patreon feed, and there will be a link to the patron and YouTube only stream. So it should be good. Should be fun. We're watching a movie, Project Metal Beast.
There we go. Ma'am, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry, I had to click the button.
All right, we'll take up file 2008-8598. Randy
there's a
DeVore
robot
and
werewolf.
Buford Smith, and both are here via Zoom. And Mr. Smith has filed a motion. There were proceedings last year in this matter regarding support, and support enforcement was
Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, how do they collect palm oil? Do they get people who get nervous hand sweats, cover their hands with plastic like Zoolander, have a tube go down to a jug and have them play video games with their feet or text their crush? No, I don't think so. I know you're making a joke, but it comes from the palm plant.
suspended for 6 months. There was an abatement granted for 6 months with a review in October. Neither party appeared for that hearing. And the abatement
Your
was-
Honor, I didn't get the letter until 4 days late.
Yep, mine was late too.
I got it late. That's
You
why
got
I
what?
wasn't in court.
The date was in the April order. You certainly didn't get that after October. When we were on the record in April.
Yep.
I kept the abatement for 6 months, and I put the new date in that order. October
I
10th.
never received it. I never received nothing from you, Your Honor.
Never
You didn't
received nothing. That means he received something.
The order in April?
No, sir.
So what did you get 4 days after the hearing? The order, the new order?
Yeah, and it was sent to my brother's, not my PO box. So I did not know.
Well, we talked about it on the record, but anyway, that order that you got then 4 days after the hearing told you how you could object to that decision. Why didn't you file the objection within 21 days?
They told me to file the motion to go back to court.
You probably missed the objection.
My child support caseworker did.
You probably missed the objection period. You have 21 days to file it though. So if you got it 4 days after the hearing, you would have still had a couple weeks to file an objection.
I filed the paperwork she asked me to, sir.
So you must have missed the objection period. So you're requesting to continue the abatement of your support?
Doctor took me out of work. Psychiatrist took me out of work. My psychological doctor. This is basically what's wrong with me. Let me read this. Difficulties leaving the house, social withdrawal, irritability, hypervigilant, disassociation, difficulty getting out of bed, feeling worthlessness, feeling of failure, depression, mood, insomnia, lack of motivation, visual hallucinations, anxiety, panic attacks, delusions, poor concentration, losing track or time and what he is doing, headaches, nervousness when in large groups, and needing reminder to engage in activities of daily living. That's just mental. So here we go with the physical. I have type 2 diabetes, which gives me diabetic neuropathy. The diabetic neuropathy is deteriorating of the nerves in the legs and the feet. I'm starting to getting in my hands and my arms. It's messing with my digestive system and my heart. I am sick, Your Honor. There's no joke here. I'm not playing. And I'm still waiting for My lawyer name is Adam Benton. He is from Disability Attorneys of Michigan. I'm waiting for a hearing date to get my Social Security going. They denied me last time because they said of my age. So now I got a lawyer that's doing it until he gets his money when I get my money.
All right.
Yeah, I don't understand what his job situation is or is not, because it's my understanding that usually when they figure out child support payments, it's usually part of the calculation is the parent who's giving child support's income. So at some point, did he have an income that they based that on, and then he lost his income? Is he just refusing to pay it? Was it always a high payment that he was incapable of making?
Ma'am, what are your thoughts on
What if
the
your employment changes? I think you can do motions to the court to have them examine and recalculate your payments.
request?
Social Security sucks ass if you need help, especially now, I would imagine, and it's gonna get worse considering all the stuff Trump's, Elon and his Doge people are fucking around with.
Haven't received much. Like, I listened to it earlier, a couple payments in 2021, but
Also, we're only $275 away from our tip goal. Woohoo.
my daughter is 16, almost 17, and I think he's 53,000 behind. So what's the excuse for the rest of the years?
From 2019 until 2021, she got half of my unemployment check every 2 weeks. They took it
Are
from
you sure
me.
it went to me? It probably went to all your other children.
Well, that's irrelevant to.
How many kids does he have? He says he gets socially anxious, but he has how many children? I don't know how to break this to you. Socializing is usually required to some extent in having children. Because of, the activities that usually precede children.
To this case, we're here for you, Brandy, not the other ones.
Well, you better
They
make
did
sure
take
where
my
it's
money.
going, because it didn't come to me.
That's not what we're here for. We're here for to prove that I am sick and I can't work.
You still have back child support that needs to be paid.
I can't pay. I don't have the money. I can't go back to work. I can't be on my feet more than 10 minutes. I told you this 2 weeks
Okay, then if you get your Social Security stuff, then you're probably going to get part of the Social Security.
ago. I can't be on my feet more than 10 minutes. How do you expect me to go stand for 8 to 10 hours? I could have a heart attack. I could take my hands off in the machines. Seriously, there's no joke here. I have no reason to lie to you. I've been providing the court to all the proof I need. I'm doing what the court's asked me to do. I'm not lying to you.
I don't know if that's 100% true, sir. I mean, you've told me what the problems are, but you don't have any. You have an expert, your doctor here to testify. I mean, what you're telling me.
He said, this is what my doctor, Dr. Ryan Straight said, and Joe Farley from Life Skills Social Services, you will have to subpoena them to come to court.
I don't subpoena anybody.
He told you to do it.
You would subpoena them to come to court.
How do I subpoena them to court when they're said that you have to?
Because
Listen to the judge. The judge is more familiar with subpoenas than these doctors.
I don't seek out evidence. I listen to evidence and make a decision. If you
I just
have
told you.
evidence that you,
No.
well, why don't you stop interrupting for one? If you have evidence you want me to consider, such as your medical condition and how it affects your ability to work, you have the burden of proof when you file a motion. I don't have the burden of proof. I hear the evidence and I make a decision based on the evidence. I don't seek it out. I don't get it here. That's up to the parties to a case who want to prove.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Why is all my other child support workers working with me and you and Brandy seem not to want to work with me? I'm under medical care of my doctor. I do what my doctor says.
Okay.
If he thinks I'm going to be in harm going to work, I can't go to work, sir.
Okay.
And that's understandable if that's true. It doesn't change the fact that you still owe this money, and at some point you need to come up with a way to, do that.
get that. I can't answer why.
All my other child support workers. This is one of the reasons I don't take I words seriously when they're like, "Oh, I'm incapable of finding anyone who will be with me." Like, this asshole apparently had kids with multiple fucking people. And he seems like a complete dickbag. And he's not Fabio, you know? So I think everyone has a chance.
Randy is opposed to this.
I just said.
I can only tell you that
You
I
want to
make
see all the
decisions
meds I take? This is all the medicine I take every day. You want to see?
until you have an expert tell me that you can't work because of a medical condition. That's not.
You have. So you're
hearsay is
saying
what
my
you're telling me.
doctor? So you're saying the letter from my doctor is no good? You're saying my
can't be-
doctor is a liar? Is that what you're saying? Because you have a letter. I sent it.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's marginal at best. I'm gonna get rid of that comment. That comes off as a little eugenicsy. I know that's not your intent, but I'm taking it off just cause.
Saying at all. It's kind of hard to cross-examine.
Well, that's the way
or
I'm
ask
taking
questions
it.
of a letter.
You got from medical professional, I can't work. You already have a document. You've got documents three times.
Okay, well, you don't understand the law and how it works. I'm telling you, in order
I
to
can't
prove your
work.
case,
There's
you
no
need to have
money
your
coming from
doctor-
me.
You need to have your
I
doctor
can't make no
testify.
money.
Yeah, before I find you in contempt here for being obstinate and disruptive in court, I'm going to adjourn this and give you a chance.
Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, in the Midwest, go to a bar, get drunk till 2 a.m., go home with whomever. Boom. Kids. Is that Midwest specific?
To subpoena your doctor so that you can provide the evidence I need to consider your motion.
How
I'll
do I
adjourn.
subpoena them?
You
I don't
fill
know
out-
nothing about this, Your Honor. I'm not a lawyer.
fill out a
It's not
subpoena.
a big deal, darling Dr. Lamb Chop. I just wanted to get rid of it because it made me feel a little iffy. Not a big deal.
You have it signed by the judge, and then you serve it on your doctor, and then they'll be ordered to appear. They can appear.
Well, who's the
Don't interrupt. Just listen. They can appear via Zoom as well, so it doesn't disrupt their day and their schedule with a specific time that they have to appear.
What's with these people not understanding how to behave in court? Is it because it's virtual, or would they be as rude and obstinate in person? I think to some extent it's the online nature of it. It makes it less formal for people.
You understand?
I don't know. I don't know how to file a subpoena. Where do I get the
Victoria Dora with 58 months says 58 months. Hoo-ha-ha.
paperwork? I don't drive.
You can print it out online if you need to.
Don't have a computer.
Well, then you need someone to help you out.
So do I write the judge? I thought you were the judge.
What's that?
I thought you were the judge.
I'm the referee. I hear the hearings just like the judge does. So what was your question?
Where do I get the paperwork?
Oh my God, he already said that.
I told you can get a
I don't
subpoena.
have a computer.
You can print it out
I
on
don't
the
have
internet.
a way to get that.
You're on your phone right now. That's a tiny computer.
You can call the court here. They'll mail you one, but they'll charge you $1 a page.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're all set for today.
What a shit show situation.
Ridiculous, dude.
Well, I kind of hope he gets on his Social Security. Well, for one thing, because he probably actually needs it. And secondly, he can make some payments to get that payment down. Jesus, how many kids does that guy have? Ugh. Anyway, so that's the end of this stream for today. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Had fun. We are, like I said, going to do the Patreon and YouTube member stream after this in about 20 minutes, so you can see there. Won't be streaming tomorrow. I have electrolysis. We'll be back Tuesday for tinfoil. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate all your gift subs and everything during the 35% off. If you watch the VOD and you want to do a tip towards the 420 stream goal, that'll still go up even when we're not streaming. And yeah, fun stuff. So, let's see who we're going to raid before I start to get ready for the Patreon and YouTube member stream. Dead, losing, raid Casfell. Alrighty. Have a great night, everyone. And I'll see some of you soon. I'll see the rest of you Tuesday. Adios. And follow if you haven't already. Alright, bye, everyone.